Dialed in
to Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the
And
brews.
they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
And brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. This is a special episode, Nick.
Yeah, this is a great episode.
This has three of my oldest and dearest friends on it.
Right.
The only people I have known longer than the two people at the end of the table are my mom, and everybody else is dead. So it's my mom, right? We're gonna introduce everybody before we talk about what we're drinking.
Sounds great.
Some of us are drinking and some of us are not. So, joining us in studio today, not only is the Professor David Siwik, but we also have his brother Daniel Siwik.
Welcome.
We might even talk
Yeah.
some old Little League memories.
Oh,
sure.
I'd be fine with
It
that.
would go with the baseball theme.
It would.
It would indeed.
Mr. Michael Benson made his way up.
Yes, unfortunately, I don't have the sign under me that says eye candy today.
You do not.
Say,
You can still be the eye candy if you'd like.
I bet if we turn around, I can make Jack Razor make a sign for it.
I bet you would. So we are very happy to have you guys in studio today.
We're happy to be here.
We'll start with you guys. What are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking a Starbucks Sumatra blend.
Okay. What was it made with?
City of Lansing tap water.
There you go. Had to get that plug in.
Right.
Yes. And I am drinking the same thing.
Wow. The same coffee.
Same
Yeah.
coffee.
Boy,
Michael, what do you have?
I'm drinking some little no sugar energy drink, lime flavor, just because it sounded good this morning.
All righty.
No City of Portage tap water today.
oh,
Nick, my friend.
I went with the tried and the true Bud Light. I mean, this is I just said I love morning beers. Nothing gets my weekend going like a good morning beer.
I'll be having those at the end of the month on the cruise. I have some grape water, but in addition to that, I also have from Atwater a vanilla Java porter. And then from Right Brain, a CEO stout.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
We're that way with the camera.
Yeah, I had seen.
Yup, we are.
I had seen at a store a hazelnut vanilla Java porter.
Oh, I bet that's good.
Oh,
Sure.
so I didn't buy it, but I saw it.
I was getting banged on TikTok the other night, not literally.
really? That would be good.
The TikTok porn. This gets worse by this guy here because I've never had Nutella.
Oh,
You never had it.
I've never had Nutella.
You never had it tell.
I'm just allergic to it.
But I've never had it before that either.
It really has only got popular, I think, over the last like 15 to 20
In
years.
the US, yes, it
In the
used
U-
to be, that was
yeah.
one of the things that American had to do when he went to Europe, was get a jar of Nutella and just eat it, you know?
I only got exposed to it in the United States because I have cousins in Italy, and when they came
Oh,
to
yeah,
visit, they brought some.
of course, and they wondered why you didn't have it in your house.
And
No.
I
Like peanut butter for them. Everybody
Yeah.
has a jar of it.
that's exactly it. So I think my first Nutella was probably when I dated my wife, but her grandma's straight from the Netherlands.
Yep.
And so she's like, you got to try it. I was like, okay. And so then I
It's
fell in love with it.
wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
But
It's the real deal.
last night my buddy was texting me as I was bowling. He's drinking by himself because he's lame. But he had 3 taverns morning smack, and it was a maple bacon banana coffee milk stout.
Was it good?
He actually saved me a little bit because I went over after 4 hours of bowling and
Maple bacon banana.
yeah,
That's
coffee,
all.
maple bacon banana coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah,
That's a
Wow.
lot going
Milk
on
stout.
there.
yeah, and actually, so you didn't have too much banana forward. It was actually really, really good. And then of course I had, actually I didn't want the sugar water, so I didn't drink an old fashioned. I just had a pour of a rye whiskey, which was great, and then actually orange vanilla sunlight cream ale. That's from Indianapolis, so from Sun King Brewing, which we like Sun King. They make some good stuff. But I say end of the night and started right back up this morning. I think, this is called childhood to me, but
Nick and I may or may not be alcoholics.
At least you're doing it in your 30s and not in your 50s like somebody I know.
Oh, I'll be doing it in my fifties.
He's healthy, but
That's
Who's in his
as
50s?
long as I'm still around.
yes.
Oh, yeah, let's not go there. I am gonna throw this out there because Mike and I wanted to talk to the two of you about it. So not this summer, next summer, if you two have any interest, we're doing a UK tour.
Oh, of course.
Interesting.
Of
So
course.
we will get you information if you have any interest. We're trying our hardest to take Walling.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
good. I'll
Interesting.
go, how about I go with you?
I would love
Be a
that.
lot of fun. I've been there a few times.
You
I've
have
been
to
there.
get,
I
I
can,
used to get an insider
Yeah,
behind
you
your
could be
stuff.
the tour guide.
Guide people.
Yeah.
a lot
I'll
of fun.
figure out how much this is gonna cost me, because I mean, if we're getting a big group to go.
Well, a flight,
You should.
I can tell you right now that a flight over there is up to $1,700
Yep.
round trip, which is 3 times what it was when I used
Yeah.
to buy them 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's a
Oh,
300% increase in price for that. And once you get there, though, everything's pretty much the same as it would cost here.
Sure.
I mean, the dollars performed very well against the British pound. Thank you, United Kingdom, for leaving the European
Yep.
Union. It's made it cheaper for us to travel over there.
Yay, Brexit.
It ruined your country's economy, but it
It
tanked
helps
the
us.
tank the
Yeah.
pound so we can go over there and buy stuff for cheap.
It's funny because Jim's wife Wendy,
Mm-hmm.
she does a lot of research on genealogy and such. And I want a kilt because, you know, from what I know, my grandfather Morgan is of Irish descent.
Mhm.
So I said, hey, Wendy, can you start digging into this? It's leaning at this point more like he's from English descent.
Okay.
And she found some really cool old ass relative,
Yeah.
like way back, who was,
Like a lawyer. or
yeah, he
something?
was
Yeah.
a lawyer. I think he was a judge too. He was
Oh,
knighted.
yeah, in like the 1600s or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
like way long time ago.
And what was the term?
The leering judge.
The leering judge, which I've like, he's like, could be creepy, but at like the 1600s, that might have been a compliment.
Yes.
It
that's
could have
true.
been. Yeah.
Like it could be
Sir,
like
Sir
maybe a
Thomas
very
Richardson
intimidating
III.
stare.
Mm-hmm.
So, David,
Yes, sir.
I could probably find a place to get you a Scottish kilt, but I don't know if that would be quite the same as what you're looking.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite as culturally acceptable. I want to be culturally acceptable.
Sure.
And Wendy's given me a few places already to look.
You have
Oh.
some German in you?
I'll get you the place. that
I
they-
don't think so, but
Like if
no.
you have some German in you, I'll buy you some later hose.
Oh,
Yes, you know I'd wear it.
I'd wear it with you. I do have some German in me.
I'll get you the place that.
Would you
made my
like some
kilt.
in you?
I would.
Oh, boy.
Say, David's getting banged on TikTok. He's getting
Right.
Yeah, that's right. We may
Where's the tickets, ladies and gentlemen?
yeah, we may be rearranging the chairs. here.
All of a sudden, Nick got really popular.
I say,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I say, actually, I told you, I just got a kilt made.
Yeah, you did.
So,
Yeah.
that, for everybody listening, my nationals team, right? So in nationals, you have to, like, it's the highest respect aspect of bowling. Like, you can't wear shorts, you can't wear a t-shirt, everything, you have to wear a collared shirt, you can have a mock collar now, they've, you have to wear slacks, right? No cargo, like, pockets on the sides. But there's a loophole, right? Well, if you're claiming heritage aspects of things, you're allowed to wear a kilt as a man.
Wow.
So my whole entire team is wearing kilts this year, which is really, really fun, right? Women, they can wear slacks and they're actually allowed to wear skirts and stuff, but
It ends up being kind of like how golf is in terms of the competition.
Exactly,
where you
right?
can't do shorts and t-shirts. You have to wear.
yep. And so, you know, you have to, and they just won't, like, they literally won't let you through the
Really?
building or, you know, into the playing field if you're not ready for it. And of course they sell shirts. If you are too stupid to realize, then they'll hit you for $70 just so you can
Yeah.
bowl. But
I mean, since we're talking kind of sports and we haven't gotten to baseball yet,
Yeah.
you guys know this because you were on the cruise.
yeah,
Did you know, especially Professor, what the term golf is an acronym for?
Oh, no.
No, I might be able to guess,
What
but
do you
Go
think
on.
it is?
I'll take a guess.
no, go ahead. I want to hear this. one.
No, we want to hear a guess.
Well, here we got it. With what you know, you might okay. This was it was one of the trivias on the cruise. It's gentlemen only, ladies forbidden.
Yep.
Wow, interesting.
Which, if you think about it, in Scotland, we're informed it
Yep.
was a men's thing. Even when it came here, it was a men's
I
thing.
had no idea.
So, Nick, I do have to ask you about the kilt
Yeah.
when bowling.
Yep.
So I understand. I think the Snickers might know where this is going. So I understand that the authentic way to wear a
I will
kilt-
not be wearing it authentic.
Okay,
So,
Nick will
That-
have underwear on.
okay.
I say,
That would be a little,
Well,
that could lead to some chafing.
Yeah, with
So-
bowling, yeah, that's kind of why I was getting.
there's a
at.
couple
Yeah.
things that's happened. So my kilt is actually, I mean, it is my best friend bought it for me. Let's just be honest about that. It is, like these are handmade, they're very expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
And so I still have to practice it out. He's actually practicing his today to see if we can actually do it because you know
Yeah.
it's different, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and we're there to win money. Yes, we want to
Yeah.
have fun doing it, but we're there to compete. And so mine, so I was I'm a big dude. I'm nervous. It's funny, like I'll just be honest, right? Like I wear many X's and my teammates are all mediums and larges. Okay. So trying to find stuff that fits all of us in a range, I'm just like, boys, like stop. Like you're trying to make, I get that we want to have really cool pants colors. I get that
Yeah.
I can't find that in my size. Okay. Like I have to do everything custom. So, but anyway, I got my kilt done and then I started working out. So I'm hoping to lose a little bit, but my kilt's actually already, so I might have to go get it hemmed up and brought in because it's already a little loose. So I'm
Wow.
thinking I have to wear shorts underneath just to make it tight enough. And the way we bought it, so I don't know if it's traditional, but we actually put belt loops on it.
Oh,
So that way I'll be able to wear a belt around mine as well, just to make sure that it stays up. Because
that's
currently,
yeah.
like it's falling. It's not, you know, it falls and
Yeah.
they're heavy. Actually, I
Ah,
know like this one's thick and it's heavy and it's just
Well, they always make them with like a really thick, like they do the tartan or.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. My
Oh, interesting.
and
Okay.
I didn't do my family starting, but mine's great. I really love mine. I was gonna throw it on for today's episode, but
Well, see, and that's part of the reason I have Wendy researching because I want to use the family tartan.
yeah, and but no. So at this moment I'll be wearing stuff under and yeah.
Yes,
'cause,
excellent.
You know, I've been bowling too many times, and you'd be surprised how many guys split their pants.
Yeah.
Like if you ever look at my bag now, even like for league now, I've ripped my pants way too many times, more than I care to admit. Like I'll shoot at a 10 pin or something, rip it down the crotch, and then call my wife and be like, "Hey, I need another pair of pants." And but so I carry extra pants now just because. I mean, I'm a big dude. To find extra pants is going to be ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And number two, like when you're in Las Vegas and you have nothing else, like yeah, you can duct tape your crack, but it's not.
You know, funny you say that.
Yeah.
Coaching,
Yeah.
I carry an extra pair of everything.
Yeah, you have to. I mean,
All my clothes, just in case
Yep.
anything happens.
and
Good,
so,
yeah.
but no, I don't know. And I do have the fun thing. I do have fun underwear, so I would feel comfortable just wearing fun underwear.
Uh-huh.
And you know, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have something, but it's pretty long, so
Good.
you
Yeah.
know. And I'm looking forward to it. I got to get out and practice just to see if I can do it because I don't want to show up the first time and be like, yeah, this isn't working for me.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start this baseball episode off with trivia.
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 You tried to tell me the trivia questions earlier this week. I'm like, no,
Nobody wanted to know any.
I want to be
trivia.
surprised.
Okay, not counting batters who were intentionally walked. This pitcher faced 8,025 batters between 1995 and 2003. Maddox.
You know,
Okay, good. Yeah.
Give me a guess on how many total balls he threw. 8,025 batters.
Like this is total balls, not walks.
Total balls.
8,000 batters, probably average about 4 to 5 pitches per batter. 10,000.
I got a 10,000. Anybody else?
I'm gonna guess a little more. I'm gonna guess 12,000.
Okay, we got 12,000 from Daniel.
8,000 batters.
8,025 batters.
I'm gonna guess that he did 10,000.
Okay. We got two 10,000s.
I'm gonna go 16,000. Two per person.
8,006.
Wow.
He threw less balls than he threw to batters.
That's
Wow.
incredible.
Which follows me to my next question. Best pitcher of our generation.
Well, probably answered.
I mean, Randy Johnson was great,
Randy
though. and
Johnson
he
was
threw
good.
gas,
That
but
was-
And I think we talked about this with the previous baseball
Yeah.
episode.
Probably did.
When you have a stat named after you,
Yes.
which is, or not a stat, but
A
a
category.
category, which basically is doing a perfect or
A complete game
a
with
complete, under
under-
90,
yeah.
under 90 pitches thrown.
is a Maddox.
It's a Maddox. It just, you don't get those kind of things unless you are.
I just want it known
What's your
that,
Greg Maddox?
Mhm.
that my favorite baseball club, the Chicago Cubs,
Yeah.
their general manager, Larry Himes, said Greg Maddox is nothing special and let him walk for fucking nothing.
Well, that's why they went 107
Yeah.
years without winning the fucking
Eight,
World Series.
108.
108 years, excuse me. I mean,
can't
that would
think
be
of
why.
If they would have had him during those years.
They still wouldn't have won the
last.
World
I don't think they would.
But-
They didn't have the support around.
They
that.
didn't.
But that is, so what the Cubs did with Greg Maddox, though, is, you know, I'm being sensitive of Cubs fans,
Don't
but
be.
but
Yeah.
it's emblematic of why that team sucked for so long.
It
Because
really
if they did that to Greg Maddox, just think of how many other players
They're
have been through
basically
their
doing it
ranks.
right now again anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and I just watched a video and it was the same with Al Avila, right? Like,
Mhm.
Oh my
the
God.
amount of people he
Yeah.
just like, oh, hey,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I think I said
Nick shared me that TikTok
Yeah.
and the names on that list.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, that should get somebody shot.
Right.
And see, here's the problem with the Tigers then. You've got, I mean, I hate to say it, but the Tigers have had 40 years of actually not doing much with their farm system compared to other clubs. And they didn't put it in that many words, but Daniel and I won't mention his name because he's sitting right next to me in the studio. We like to listen to Tiger baseball games on the radio,
Mhm.
and even their announcers, which are consummate professionals, they don't rip on the team, but they're not pathetic fanboys either. They even said at the beginning of last season that this is an organization that went 40 years without actually seriously investing in their farm system. Randy Smith, when he was a general manager there after Illich bought the team, he had said, oh yes, we're going to reinvest in the farm system, and they didn't actually do it. And when Dave Dombrowski got there, it was the checkbook version of building a team with, of course, some of their own homegrown talent. So the farm system was, somewhat functional, but what really disappoints me now is actually to see the organization where I actually think the last 5 years at least, they did have some good investment in a farm system. Everybody got screwed in the minor leagues because of the COVID year where they didn't actually even play a season in the minor leagues. People don't I think a lot of people are only now realizing the impact that had on the game. So it's disappointing to see the Tigers at the position they are and then still not go out and get some better free agent talent to accentuate what you didn't do over the last how many years of the farm system.
The biggest thing they did was signing Baez,
Right.
Mhm.
but you can't point to a huge move that they made
No.
besides that.
But I think getting back to what Nick, what you guys just said about the people that have gone through there, I think Al Avila turned into, and I don't want it to be a rip on Al Avila.
I do.
Okay. But I think and I've actually worked for people like this, thankfully not in a long time. I always think the grass is greener. Well, I got this guy, but what if I had this guy? What if I had this guy? What if I had this guy? And instead of taking the time to
Develop.
develop what you have.
Well, I had this conversation a little bit last night. It came from the whole Wrexham thing. We'll talk about that later. But right, Al Avila is from a generation where he had George Steinbrenner to look up to, right? And literally,
Yeah. That's
Steinbrenner
true.
went and bought they won their championships, right? And you can call it jealousy, you can call it, if Tribbs was on here, I'd fight him all day, every day, because nobody likes the fucking Yankees.
True.
And
Not Yankees fans.
The Pink
right.
fans.
Well, I was saying those they don't even like the Yankees. They're just too dumb to know it. It's like, but right, like, and so I was proud when Illich went and bought. I mean, we had the greatest rotation I've seen in my history, right? I mean,
How do you not win anything with Scherzer and Verlander? And how do you let them walk?
so-
Exactly. I mean, you look at the point of time when
how do
he
you
left.
let them walk? It's because the kids took over, right? And then the kids were like, "Well, we can either have money."
Yeah, but didn't they let Scherzer go before the kids took over?
yeah, but
Yeah.
so that was
And I get it, but at the same time,
Even David and I talked about Doug Fister. Now
yeah,
they
good pitcher.
very good. And if he had stuck around with that team,
Yep.
he could have turned into maybe not quite a Verlander or Scherzer, but
Well,
pretty close.
I remember they had Rick Porcello too, who
Yeah,
and
Porcello.
for the
Went and played well for the Red Sox.
Red
Yep.
Sox.
Well, and all of them. I mean, gosh, Verlander they've all won. They've all done great in that video.
How many Cy Youngs is
Verlander.
no, the other one?
Scherzer.
Yeah, Scherzer won. Isn't it
now?
two?
I think two.
Two, and then
think two.
Verlander is three.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like 5 Cy Youngs,
Right.
not on the team that they were brought up through.
Oh, he had one for
Did he have one for the
he had
Tigers?
one for the Tigers.
Yeah. He
Like,
did.
Okay, so
Or he won because he did that, and he did the MVP of the year. He ended up winning like what 26 games
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's right. And that was the what was his last season with the Tigers, wasn't it? Or
Mhm.
second to last?
I
Second
think
to
it was
last.
second to
'cause
Yeah,
he
I
had
think
really-
the last one he
like
was
the-
injured a lot.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he had the year where he was
Yep.
kind of going down, and then they traded him, and then all of a sudden he got traded and turned into
Yeah.
old Verlander
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll admit,
Astros.
I'll be the first to admit that when they traded him, I thought, well, you know what? I mean, obviously the owner's given up on this team right now, and they aren't going to spend money. So I was actually glad that he was going to a team that he might win a World Series in, which he did. But again, to use that word, disappointment, because you knew at that time, okay, this team sucked horrible between about 1990 and 2006, and now big frowny face. We're going to go through another
I mean-
16-year period of being a suck ass shit team.
and that's the horrible part is you sit there and you get a little taste.
Yeah.
You had a
Right.
taste from 84 to 88.
Yep.
Because 88 they barely missed the playoffs.
Right.
And
And then you didn't get a taste again till the mid 2000s.
yeah,
That's
that's
probably
right.
what we're going to be dealing with the.
It's the same as the
Cubs.
Cubs. Yeah,
You got the
we got
taste and-
that taste. We got the World Series. We got
There.
4 playoff years in a row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And now
you're
we're going
probably
to
not
be
seeing it
for
until
20
the
years.
30s.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the Cubs, I don't know. They're putting their hope in Yan Gomes. Man, I don't know.
It still bothers me that
That's
they
tough.
did what they did with Wilson. I mean,
Mhm.
okay, Wilson's he's 30, and
Yep.
for a catcher that's 60.
Yeah.
But at the same time, and they hit all his negatives. So he's not a great pitch framer. He doesn't call a great game. Okay, I get that. But the guy was the heart and soul of the team, and a
Right.
shitty team in the
Right.
last 2 years. And he does everything you ask of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy hits for power and he hits for average, and he comes to the ballpark with a smile on his face, and he's happy to be there. And you can't put a
Yes.
damn number on that, as far as I'm concerned.
Here's the entire thing. Do you need, like, you look at some of these great pitchers.
You
A guy
need a
like
great.
Maddox didn't need a great guy catching for him.
No.
Braves didn't necessarily need a great guy catching when they had.
Name me the Braves catcher in the 90s.
Well, they had Javi Lopez,
They did have Javi
They
Lopez.
did.
and he would usually actually catch for Greg Madden.
He would.
Yeah, but he was again not.
No,
and
he
he
was.
He wasn't the greatest backstop.
No, not at all.
But if you had a smart pitcher, you didn't need
No.
a great. You want a defensive catcher. You
Yeah.
want
Right.
somebody who can throw a guy out at second, and a guy who's not willing to take a hit at the plate.
When you get some of these guys, they're like, I have to have my catcher. I have to have my
Right.
catcher.
Oh, yeah.
If you can only throw to your catcher,
Yeah.
I got a problem.
Even you got that with the Cubs the year they won
The World Series. Yeah. Because
Ross was the only guy who would
had to
catch.
catch
Yeah.
Lester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Which
think,
probably helped
Yep.
because Lester couldn't throw to first.
well, and that was part of the problem. Because Ross could at least throw people out. I mean,
Yeah.
Willie could too, but
yeah.
Right.
The thing is I understand that, okay, it's baseball 101. You got to have a catcher who can call a game
Mhm.
and field his position. But okay, it's Major League Baseball. Like, shouldn't that be assumed? You got to have a catcher that can actually hit
Hell.
too, because
Mhm.
baseball has this thing called offense.
yes.
And amazingly so, it has a rule that says you have to have more points scored than the other team to win.
Wait.
What a concept. And when you have
I thought it was
catchers,
golf.
and let's go back to the Tigers a
Yeah.
little bit. Who's the last good catcher the Tigers put through their farm
Yep.
system?
Yeah.
Their farm
Who
system.
was it?
Lance
There's a-
Parrish.
Well,
Yeah, I had to do it bad.
it depends on what your definition of good is. Actually, David and I joke about this.
Yeah.
Brad Ausmus was actually a pretty good catcher.
He was a
for
good
that
catcher.
team. Now, and of course, that was in the era when the team,
Was awful.
yeah, and they did, as soon as he got decent and became a free agent, fuck, let him go.
Yeah, he went to Houston.
He went to Houston.
And he was a better catcher in Houston.
Yes, he was.
He was a horrible manager.
Yeah.
They got to the point where, yes, they thought catchers would be good managers, but we're
Right.
with Ross. I mean, Ross is probably only got another
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
year or so
He's-
before they get rid of him.
he's Brad Ausmus.
He is.
Yeah.
And he's David and I actually call him David
Yeah,
Austin.
David Ausmus,
Yeah.
because you listen to his post-game
Yeah.
pressers, right? The
Yeah.
guy's a nice guy. He knows a lot about the game, and he's probably a really shitty manager, and he's too young You can't put a manager in who has only been retired for a few years and think
Yeah.
you're going to have any respect amongst the players. We know that because unfortunately
It happens.
that it
Yeah,
happens. That was
yeah.
part of Osmus's problem. So you had situations where, the shortstop runs off the field and does something to the manager and he doesn't like it. What was it, Luis Gonzalez with the Tigers?
Mhm.
And so you got a blow up in
Yep.
the freaking dugout during a game where a player tells a manager basically to go, do one. And that's what happens when you have a manager who doesn't immediately garner the respect of the players. It is probably no fault of Osmus's.
No,
and
it's
I-
just- but
it's
he
just
might-
how it
he might
works.
Turn into a great
I'm
manager
sure when
someday.
hey, for the record, when the Tigers hired him, and Daniel can vouch for this because he's, spent a lot of time around me. I said,
Yeah.
I bet you Brad Osmus makes a great manager someday, but I bet you it's not with this
Yeah.
team.
It reminds me of Joe Torre.
Mhm.
Mm,
He was
Yeah.
horrible as a manager.
Yep.
And then he went to broadcast for a while and he was out of the game, not out of the game, but out of the dugout for 10, 12 years. And Steinbrenner hired him.
Mhm.
And yeah, those teams were stacked.
Yeah.
But you still have to have a good manager, put pieces in
Well, you
place.
do. And in that
Absolutely.
case, one of the most important things a manager can do, especially in a place like New York, is he's an ego manager.
Yes.
And
Right. And in professional sports, big time sports, it sounds like a stupid thing, but no, it's actually like really important part of being a professional sports, team coach. You got to be able to manage those egos.
and look, talking about our recently retired catchers, Joe Girardi, he did
Yeah.
not do so well in New York.
He didn't.
And when they fired him, they got Aaron Boone. I thought, these fucking idiots, what are they getting rid of him for? But what did I know?
Yeah.
Aaron Boone is very good
He's a good
at
manager.
managing those egos. And that is what they needed.
Well, and Girardi did awful in Philly.
Yeah, he really did.
Awful.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And
And I
he's
love
he's
Joe.
at the booth right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Joe. I think he'll be a
Yeah.
great manager.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
intriguing that the Cubs are ready to hire a guy just a couple years out of retirement, but won't pull Rhino and
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
their manager.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of politics that goes on with that, right?
I
He
think
has-
there is.
Ryan Sandberg is an interesting place in the hearts and minds of Cubs fans since
Mm-hmm.
he's retired.
I think if you put Sandberg in the dugout and he loses,
Oh yeah, no, I would agree.
it tarnishes who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
would
think
agree.
that's a lot of what they're looking at.
And see,
Right,
that's
yeah.
why the Red Wings were, I don't want to get off into hockey here, but that was the same thing with Steve Eisman.
Mhm.
That's part of why they put him up in the front office, but there's still that talk about him and time's ticking with him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's still that talk, the greatest Red Wing of all time, except for maybe Gordie Howe. And yeah,
Well, and
could
with
tarnish him.
the Cubs hiring David Ross, I mean, quite frankly, I think that there was some old thinking in there that, well, a catcher's got to know a lot about the game. So by default, if
Yeah.
we're going to pick a recently retired player to have as manager, he's going to be a catcher. But then they also thought too that, well, Ross wasn't a Hall of Famer, and sometimes it's the players that weren't so good.
And
When they
there's money
play.
savings too.
Yeah.
depend-
Oh, of
yeah,
course, with that. I mean,
Yeah.
there was talk that Tom Ricketts was
Yeah.
actually contemplating making a bid on the Chelsea football,
Yep.
the soccer team out of London, because the British government forced the Russian that owned it to sell it. And it was sold to an American actually, but it wasn't Tom Ricketts.
Yeah.
And was that ever a serious bid? Did it have anything to do with him not spending money on the Cubs? Who knows? I mean, it's speculation, but they haven't actually spent now for the second off season. It appears to be much money on the team.
Well, and the thing that pisses me off about them is that ballpark, which they own now, is a license to print money.
Oh, yeah, of course it is.
Mhm.
It's
And
their ATM machine.
All you're doing
Yeah.
is pissing everybody off to the point they're like, fuck it, I'm not going. I remember
Yep.
I went to a game in 14 before they got good.
Mhm.
Renteria was still a manager.
Oh yeah.
I bought tickets off StubHub for like $10, great seats.
Mhm.
And Caitlin, Dawn,
Hmm.
Walling and I went. And we had a great time. I mean, they were horrible that year, and
Yeah.
they actually ended up winning that game. I don't know how, but we had a great time because they're, the ballpark was like 3/4 full, maybe,
Mhm.
and tickets were dirt fucking cheap because everybody had it.
Yeah.
It'd been so many years of losing. I mean, at that point, they hadn't been good since 08.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was, they were constantly 3 and out in wild card series,
Yeah.
but nobody gave a shit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You mentioned managers a minute ago. That brings me to another trivia.
Oh,
question.
good.
Excellent. Good.
This man called a game that was managed by Connie Mack, who was born in 1862.
Cornelius McGillicuddy was his full name.
And he also called a game that was pitched by Julio Urias, who was born in 1996.
Wait, okay, let's read that again, please.
This man called a game.
He called
Talking
again.
about an announcer.
It's an announcer.
Yep.
That was managed by Connie Mack, who was born in 1862.
Yep.
And he also called a game that was pitched by Julio Urias, who was born in 1996.
So I'm gonna
I'm gonna guess Ernie Harwell.
Harry Carey died in 1998.
From the grave.
1998.
Mel Allen.
That's what I was gonna guess was Mel Allen.
Okay.
Really?
Ernie Harwell's my guess.
No.
Vin Scully.
Oh,
Van,
of course.
yes,
And he just right. he
I
just-
figure that's one of the big days.
yeah.
This one just retired recently.
So yeah, it was.
Well, yeah. No.
His last year,
Wow.
there was a Cubs game on, and I had MLB Network, or not MLB Network, MLB TV, because it's free if you have T-Mobile at that time.
Mhm.
Hopefully they do that again this year. But
I have
They-
T-Mobile now. No, I don't.
no, you don't.
Yeah.
You switched.
I have Verizon. I'll see grab this.
So
I think
the
it-
last time the Cubs played the Dodgers,
Mhm.
they cut away from the Cubs broadcast for like 3 innings and just let Vin Scully call the entire game.
Good for
Yeah.
them.
And I was so happy because
Yeah.
that's all I wanted to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was truly the last of the back when more people got games from the radio
Yes,
than other sources of media. He was the last of that generation.
Yeah.
Of course,
He was.
so you had at one time these greats of radio broadcasting for baseball, him, Mel Allen, Ernie Harwell, of course, Harry Carey, and
Jack Brickhouse.
yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I mean, there's some other names that have made their place in radio broadcast, but it's not the glory it used to be, only because I think it doesn't have the place, because there's a lot of other ways to consume a baseball game if you're not actually there. But it is really neat to these last little pieces of that connection we had to the past, and it's unfortunate that it happens. They're gone, and that's how life works.
Well, it's funny because back in the olden days, when games were on, especially if it was a night game, these radio stations they were on were just mega stations,
They
and
were
you could
all
hear
torture.
them for
Yes.
8-9 states away.
Absolutely.
So everybody in the Midwest could turn on a Cardinals game and listen to Harry Carey. Anybody,
You could turn on and listen to the Tigers.
Yeah, you
because
could listen to
W300
Ernie Harwell.
And you can get that station, like you said,
I think
8
even, like-
states at night.
I think even at a point, KZO was airing the Tiger game.
They
still
they
do.
still do.
Yeah,
They still do.
I remember
I'm talking back then when he
Yep.
was.
Yep.
when I was a kid, and I've told you guys all this story before. When I was a kid, I turned on WGN during the day so I could watch Harry.
Mhm.
I'd catch him for the first 3 innings. I'd go outside and throw off the wall for the next 3 innings because he'd switch over to the radio side for 3 innings, and then I'd come back and catch the last 3 on TV. And then at night, I'd go to sleep with Ernie Harwell in my ear,
Yes.
listening to the Tigers game.
Yeah.
And there was, for my money, there was no better time growing up.
No, I told you.
Because if you're a baseball fan and you could listen to those two every day,
Oh yeah.
When we were in, I don't know what, 6th, 7th grade, we got cable. It was a big deal.
yeah,
And that was one of the reasons our dad wanted to get it.
Yeah.
Was for the Cubs. And
Mhm.
immediately Harry Carey then was in our house.
every day.
Yep.
Well, and that's, I say, same. I grew up with my grandparents, so I grew up old, and yep, we watched exactly what you did, right?
Yep.
We watched the Cubs, then we turn around and watch the Tigers.
Yeah.
I still enjoy taking, if I'm not in person, I still prefer to listen to the game on the radio.
Oh, very much.
Weird that way. I just do.
There's
Right.
something about a
There
ball
is.
game on the radio.
Yeah.
There's no other sport you can say
No,
that about.
right.
Oh
Absolutely.
gosh, no.
Like
Like
I liked watching the Tigers games because you got Kayline and Cal.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they were good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were.
Especially with their connection as
Yes.
I do it.
ex-Tigers.
When I'm on a motorcycle, I listen if Tigers games on. That's what's playing on my radio. Like
Absolutely.
it's and my wife will get in my car, and my kid even she listens to it because if the game's on, I'm listening to it on the radio because I want I just enjoy it. And my wife's like, oh my gosh, this is. I'm like, just sit and listen.
Mine says
Right.
the same thing.
You'll be right. You'll be able to understand exactly what's
Right.
going on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
Exactly.
hey, oh yeah, he's sitting out there picking dandelions in right field. And you
Right.
can just imagine
Yep.
your head. There's right field. Like
For sure.
I've seen most of the parks and things like that. I'm just like, all right, I know exactly where he's at. I can see the foul.
I think
And-
my favorite baseball announcing lineup ever was the one where Enrico Palazzo was singing the national anthem and
And
then you can
all,
see
everybody was upstairs.
she had Joyce Brothers.
Yeah.
and
That's a great movie, Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I think about
Is
that.
it
for a
Did
minute.
Scully, Bell Allen,
Right, yeah.
Bob Costas,
Bob Costas,
Al Michaels.
Al
Yeah.
Michaels.
It's funny because, being a Cubs fan, I love Pat Hughes. I think he calls a great
Yeah,
game
he
on
does.
the radio.
Yeah.
I do too.
And I enjoyed
does.
Len Casper on TV. I thought he did a really
Yeah.
nice job.
Mhm.
And, when he decided to leave and go to the White Sox radio team, I was
Mhm.
like, that's a weird move.
Yeah.
But like us, he loves calling a game,
Mhm.
actually calling a game.
And see, I thought when Steve Stone went to the White Sox, it was the same thing for me because as kids, it was him and Harry
Yeah.
that did the TV broadcast.
Yeah.
Then, like you said, and Harry would do both. But yeah, hearing him do White Sox games for a little bit, but he's been there a while now.
He has been there a
So
while.
I'm used to it. And now it's part of the experience, but
He
it's
is-
a little bit.
He is such a great teller of, the stories or why people are doing what they're doing in specific game situations. I mean,
Yeah.
there are analysts out there, but Steve Stone is at the
Yeah.
top of that
Oh, yeah.
list.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and I like his appearances that he makes on for example 670
The Score, yeah.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
It's great, absolutely great. And the hosts on those programs on that station have to be reeled in from time to time.
Yep.
They,
Yeah.
to put it mildly, I mean, last year, ripping on one of the absolute, truly greats of the game of baseball, Tony La Russa.
Yeah.
And some of the guys that host programs on that station are just absolutely ripping this guy apart. And I'm thinking to myself, this is like one of the truly greats
Yeah.
of the game. I mean, I think he has more World Series victories than any other manager. He's
Oh, probably.
right up there in total wins, both leagues, the American and National, and they're just talking about this guy as if he was some, guy that got hauled out of a prison yard league,
Yeah.
gonna
just dog shit.
just total dog shit.
A piece of
And
dog
of
shit.
course they have to bring in other past
Yeah.
incidences and rip on Jerry Reinsdorf. And I mean, that's almost like shooting fish in a barrel in
It
terms
really
of
is,
Chicago
yeah.
media and people's opinions on him. But then they also have to begrudgingly admit that the guy's probably a really good person to work for. And it's too bad because he's not a big enough asshole to the people that,
Except
run.
Steinbrenner.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they want.
Literally, he's just not
Yeah,
Steinbrenner.
Steinbrenner.
Yep. I mean, that's really what they want.
I know.
I don't.
Everybody turned to the door right when it opened. They're all excited about who's here joining
It's
us.
here. Yeah. But and look, here in Michigan, we have sort of the opposite. And we didn't talk about this much last time when we did the baseball episode. So I don't know, maybe hear you guys' thoughts on it. But the sports media, as it covers baseball here in Michigan, and of course the Michigan team is the Detroit Tigers, and it's just a very different level of engagement with the sports teams than you get in other media markets.
They don't feel nearly as passionate.
No,
That's very
no,
true.
Angry.
absolutely not. They don't. And
That's it.
and
That word anger.
If-
they
if-
don't have it.
Lasorda, Jesus Christ. They should have hired Tommy Lasorda.
yeah.
If Tony La Russa had come in and won,
Yeah.
nobody would have said a fucking word.
Well, they wouldn't have, but see,
Right.
this is what I don't understand. I'm going to need
correct.
your help on this one, Dave and
Yep.
Mike. And hey, the fans, I mean, for crying out loud, I'm just talking about the city of Chicago as a whole when it comes to baseball. The Cubs, you got a guy that won the World Series, okay?
Mhm.
You think you would think that would make this guy like invincible. He could do anything, and nobody's ever going to rip on him again because for the first time in 108 years, by golly, we got a world championship. And no, that's not at all what happened. His ass was thrown out that door quick.
Well, part of it was they looked at how the World Series was managed that year.
Yeah.
And I love Tito Francona. I think he's a great coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
They both had horrible
Mhm.
World Series, both of those managers.
Yeah.
I mean, they made so many bad moves and got second guessed so many times
Right.
for the
Yeah.
dumb shit they did.
How many times they put in
Chapman,
with runners on
Yeah,
when he
which
doesn't
you
do
already know
well.
he's awful with runners on. I mean, he lifted Hendricks from Game 7 of the World Series when he was cruising.
Yeah.
Lester comes in and who's great and ends up throwing a wild pitch that scores 2 runs.
And I don't disagree with any of that, but
But he won the game.
he won it.
He did.
And on top of that, those are the same types of maneuvers that every single manager, including
time.
including David Ross,
Yep.
Mhm.
do all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're going to pick a reason to get rid of the guy, I mean, look, you you might want to think about also the fact that he did this little thing like won a frickin' World
Yeah.
Series for you.
Again, they do that. It's always, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
It is.
It
Like
is.
he and I have talked about it from a football perspective a ton.
Mm,
You look at Coughlin from the Giants.
Yeah.
How many times was his name on like the likely going to get fired?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
lead him to a Super Bowl.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He's
And
gonna
2
get
years
fired.
later-
All of a sudden, he's
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl winning it,
Yeah.
and then halfway through the next season, he's getting fired again.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that a lot of sports ownership is just, they're
Mm-hmm.
too easy and too quick to think that, oh, I'll fire the manager. Then the fans will think I care.
See, and I think part of it is it really depends on what market you're into.
Mhm.
I mean, if you're in New York, if you're in Chicago, Philadelphia is probably another one.
Yeah.
If you're not winning, they're gonna get rid of your ass
Yeah.
real quick.
They have a short,
Yeah.
short level of patience.
Detroit, you have a long leash.
You do.
In Detroit.
If you're in
Long leash.
Milwaukee,
Yeah.
Kansas City,
Yeah.
Texas,
No.
they don't seem to care quite as much.
Right.
No, and it's interesting too, because you look at the baseball markets and there's obviously, when you're looking at the sport from baseball or from a business perspective, you want to do that, but there's not always a direct correlation of how knee-jerk reactionary the management is to the size of the city.
Mhm.
And I've always thought that was a really cool thing about baseball, though, is that it isn't only the big city teams that have been good historically. You know, you look at a team
Yeah.
like the St. Louis Cardinals.
Mhm.
When we talk about markets, they would be still considered a quote unquote small market team,
They would.
but yet they are able to get in every year. They're darn near it, a good team.
Mhm.
They make it work, and it's one of the reasons why, as a Tigers fan, I just don't have a lot of patience to get back to the point I made a few minutes ago about how much they didn't spend on their team. And I don't have a lot of patience for that because it isn't a small market team. It never has
No.
been. And on top of all of that, you know, the Tigers have a really good, loyal fan
They
base.
do.
They don't have
It's
an
annoying.
like an excuse that, oh, nobody ever goes to the games. It's not true. I've been to Tigers games at Comerica Park where the team was 20 games out of first place
Mhm.
in September, and there's still 25,000
Yeah.
fans
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Which is really remarkable.
Well, you know, and we were talking about why Sandberg didn't get a shot to manage the Cubs, and I think part of the reason is, not to go back to this, but David, what shirt are you wearing right now? And what's on the back of that?
That
Yeah.
would be Alan Trammell's
Yep.
number of
Number 3.
I just got away from my mic.
Well,
But
that's true.
But-
Yep.
Alan Trammell.
yeah, for
Yep.
people that are listening
managed the
to us
Tigers.
and not watching us, I have a
And it
1984
tarnished his reputation.
jersey
did.
on. Alan Trammell.
We published it because, again, Tigers fans are very forgiving.
And
That's
he's
true,
back
yeah.
with the, well, he was back with the organization. I don't know if he stayed on after the Avila firing, but up till last year he was.
Again, a great
But yeah,
ball player
mm,
and a great Tiger. I mean,
but not a very good match.
not a great manager, but I'm going to ask this because, you know, you two are both historians and you're longtime Tiger fans. Nick doesn't know anything before he was born.
Well, because I don't care.
Uh,
Didn't
That's
impact
fair-
my,
fair
didn't
enough.
impact my life.
Yeah.
I have two questions. The first one,
Mhm.
the best Tiger of the 80s. The second one, your favorite Tiger of the 80s, because I have different
Oh,
answers for
yeah.
both.
Best Tiger of the 80s would be probably Jack Morris. My favorite Tiger of the 80s, I gotta say, it would be Kirk Gibson.
I
Oh, yeah.
I agree with him on one of them, Kirk Gibson, but I think Alan Trammell.
Alan Trammell.
See, and I agree with you with Gibson. He was my favorite Tiger,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
but I'm going with Lou Whitaker.
Ah,
But I think I'd be
Yeah.
with you because,
Yeah,
like I said,
who
when I
would-
remember
I can't argue with that. I mean, I'm
the
not
first
gonna.
radio broadcast of the Tigers, I remember it being like, why are they booing something
Yeah.
of their own team?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're going to the first game I went to at Tiger Stadium when Lou Whitaker was playing. I asked my dad that. Why are they booing? No,
Yeah.
And I swear, they were
Exactly.
like the seventh,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he ended up like hitting a home run or something, and I'm like, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can
Yeah.
still, in my ear, I can hear Ernie Harwell going Chester Lemon up to the plate.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there are just certain names that you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God, I
Yeah.
loved Chet Lemon
Yeah.
so much.
And I struggle with nostalgia because I'm a historian and the snooty, stuck up academic mind of me thinks nostalgia is pathetic. Come on. But then I'm a human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love nostalgia. And that's why I'm wearing a,
Oh, yeah.
1984.
You talk about Chet Lemon, you talk about like the names you've already got. You got Lance Parrish.
Yeah,
Mhm.
great catcher.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Uh,
talking
Daryl
about
Evans at first,
Evans.
Yeah.
And Tom Brookins,
Tom Brookins,
Tom Brookins. Yeah.
Larry Herndon.
Larry Herndon.
Yep.
So here's a piece of trivia.
Okay, I love
So-
trivia.
So do I.
So Tom Brookins
Yes.
played every position. I believe it was Tom Brookins. He played every position in a game. And at the end of the game, they gave him a because they had him catch for an inning, half inning, and they presented him with his catcher's helmet with ice and beer after the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
That's
There
great.
was another Tiger player though that played in every game.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I played in every position.
Every position. It was recently.
I know who
Yeah,
it is. I'm not
recently.
going to say it
young
though.
kid that was horrible at batting.
Yep. I'll let you say.
I have
Well, you're
no
not-
idea.
I don't have a.
I know who it is. That's horrible. He actually came up from the
Go ahead.
Whitecaps. I'm
No,
pretty
go ahead.
positive.
He did, and
Yeah. I know exactly who
Yep.
you're talking about.
and my brain just froze up
Sorry.
and forgot.
And you know the other person is Will Ferrell,
Yes.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell.
actually, which is hilarious, right?
Yes, yeah, talk
Oh.
about that for a minute.
Sorry,
I forgot.
Oh, semi-pro was a basketball, right?
Yeah.
So
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
he did like a documentary type thing. Where
Oh, that's okay.
Training tour.
Yeah, he went to a bunch of different stadiums and played in every position
Mhm.
for different teams in like 2 days or
Yeah.
something. It was crazy.
Something like that.
It was awesome. He even
You
pitched.
can do it in spring training because they're all in like a 3 hour.
Yep.
Whether you're in
Yeah.
Arizona or in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I need to know this answer because starts with an R.
Is it Riley Green?
No.
No. No,
Um,
he's currently with the team.
but yeah, so
It starts with an R. Roy Hobbs.
no,
No.
young kid.
Rick
Now,
Rogers.
now I have to look this up. Jeez, but anyway, so yeah,
Rick Vaughn.
Will Ferrell. So if you get a chance,
Fun.
Ricky Vaughn. One of my favorite movies. But so then you gotta realize that, right? If Will Ferrell can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, I'm gonna say this while you people are looking up things. This week I watched Major League, Moneyball, and Bull Durham. It was a good week.
Hey, heck yeah.
Read the best baseball movies.
Okay.
I want you to hit the bull.
It was
Why? I've thrown 9 straight strikes. Just hit the damn ball.
It was on the tip of
And
all
for-
my tongue.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So but we're not talking about. I mean, 'cause, I
Sorry.
mean, I think with Ross, the problem is too, since he's been hired, they've basically gutted the team.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like, Blackjack McKeon
Yep.
took the Marlins to a World Series.
Yeah.
Then they pretty much gutted the team.
Yeah.
Whoever was going to follow him was not going to do well.
No.
The thing that disappoints me, being a Cubs fan, I mean, they are the National League team I follow.
Yeah.
What disappoints me about Ross, it's not that they hired him, it's why I feel like he is a nostalgia.
Yeah, he really wasn't.
He was there
So
for
the
the
team's
series. yeah.
basically admitting, we're not gonna spend money on players, come to the stadium to see David Ross from the.
Yeah,
World
a lot of
Series.
that. Yeah.
So that's,
Well, it's funny because
Which is funny because it was only there the couple of years.
I know, right?
So it
You're
isn't
in-
even like the same
No.
nostalgia you'd get from
it was 15
Andre
and 16.
Dawson.
Right, Andre Dawson, yes, play like him.
Don would sit there and say that World Series team in 16 should go, why do you want them to win it so badly? And I kept saying, I'm like, it will never be this group again.
Yeah.
I said, Ross is going to retire. Fowler's going to be gone.
Yeah.
They don't have a better chance than right now. And
Yeah.
I want this.
And you had a
group.
team with a lot of the core players were guys that they drafted and
Yeah, they did. Or
Or
traded for when they
traded
were
for.
young.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're sitting there watching it going, oh my God. I mean, I remember watching Ross going, okay, well, yeah, this is his farewell tour, but I want him to win a World Series in his
Yeah.
last season. And then he hit
Yeah.
that home run
Yeah.
in game 7. And
Mhm.
Mike and I are on the phone the entire time going, oh my God, this is easy. They're just gonna cruise. And then fucking Rajay Davis.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, where'd he
Going
come
with
from?
Tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah.
You might talk to break my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, you still look at like, Bryant with the stat he had 40 years in a row. He was
Rookie of the year?
college World
Oh, yeah.
Series, like MVP or college MVP
Yep.
or whatever player of the
Whatever
year.
it was, yeah.
Minor league
Player of the year.
player of the year,
Rookie of the year,
and then
MVP.
MVP. Only player to do those 4 consecutive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get off of where we're at, but I got a lot of questions for you guys. So
Okay.
There are only 4 players that have hit at least 400 home runs and won 10 gold gloves in MLB history. Only 3 are in the Hall of Fame.
Who isn't?
Okay, first, who isn't?
Pete Rose.
No, he never went that many holes.
Johnny Bench.
Sorry, what was the question?
Barry.
Players with at least 400 home runs
Okay.
and 10 gold glove awards in MLB history. 3 of the 4 are in the Hall of Fame. Who's the one that's not?
Barry Bonds.
Wrong.
Okay, the one that's
No,
not.
yeah, he only had
Active.
like 7 goals.
Can I ask if any of them are still playing?
No.
Well,
Okay.
Hall of Fame, they might be.
Well, that's what.
Yeah, that would have, yeah.
All of these are eligible.
Okay.
3 are in, 1 is
Ah,
not.
okay.
I got to think.
But he
the
is a
one,
recent player.
I got to think one is the steroid era.
He did play in the steroid
Yeah.
era, but was not accused of steroids,
Oh,
which makes it even harder.
Boy, I'm drawing a blank.
God, who were the? I remember because there was the one that never was accused, but still because he was in that era.
Pujols?
No, Pujols wouldn't
He's
have been.
He's not eligible yet.
He's not
No,
eligible
he just
yet.
He just retired.
Oh, did he? I thought it was 2 years ago.
And then we also want the other 3 too.
Yeah, we want the other 3 as well.
Oh, gosh. I'm not
Okay, so the other 3, would one of them be Brooks Robinson?
It would not.
No,
Johnny Bench?
I guess that, yeah.
I will give you
Willie.
Willie is
Willie
one of
Mays.
them. I was gonna
Yep,
say the
yep.
greatest player of all time is
Yeah.
one of them.
Nice.
The greatest player of our generation is is another one. He is in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Cheater?
Nope.
No,
He didn't have 400.
No.
400
no, I
home
don't think he'd
runs.
have that many.
Yep.
Think of who would have greatest player of our
The 400
Our
ho-
generation.
The 400 home runs is I mean, I can think of a lot of guys that won gold gloves, but
Right.
Yeah.
and
This guy was the
400
best at his position for a long time.
Oh, it's Tony Gwynn.
Nope.
I don't think he was ever a home run
He wasn't a
guy.
home run
No,
guy.
that's right.
Brave?
That's right. He wouldn't have hit that many.
Dusty Smith.
Is he a
did have
Brave?
400.
He was.
I was gonna say that's the other thing I'm
Is
thinking
which
of. Like a
Brave?
lot of those ones I would
It's in
come
the
up
Hall of Fame.
with.
The one that's not.
Yeah.
That's not.
The one that is not was a Brave.
Chipper.
Nope.
he
No,
wouldn't.
it's
Nick might have it.
it's another. It's an
I know now.
go ahead.
Justice.
Huh?
Dave Justice.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, that's a good guess though.
That. Oh, are we guessing the one that is or isn't in the Hall?
You're
guessing
guessing
both,
You're
right?
guessing both,
I was
really.
gonna say,
The one that's not in the Hall of Fame was an Atlanta Brave.
yeah.
Just,
Is
oh,
Hank
okay,
Aaron?
then
Is
it's
that
not.
Aaron one of the
Aaron.
ones who is?
Yeah,
Hank Aaron is not.
Okay, not enough gold.
because
gloves.
the both.
The one that played in our generation spent a long time, I will say,
Okay.
in one city and then went to another city that his dad was famous for. That should give it to you right away.
And it's Bonds? Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
That's-
with
yeah.
the-
For my money, best player of our generation.
He's in the Hall of
No,
He's the 3 in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the guy that isn't played.
Maines and Griffey both in the Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I don't think Clemente
The one that-
played long enough.
He did
to-
not.
Yeah, I didn't think
the
so.
one that isn't.
the one that isn't
The
played
one
for
that
the
isn't
Atlanta
played
Braves.
for-
He would be in that
No, I
if
lost
he
it.
had been able to play long enough.
The other one that's in the Hall of Fame was a very famous third baseman, not Brooks Robinson.
Wade Boggs?
Nope,
No.
not a home run hitter. This guy is definitely a fucking home run hitter.
Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the one that's a
The one
Brave,
that's the
anybody.
Brave.
Yeah.
Gosh, here we
Andrew
are.
Jones.
Andrew
Andrew
Jones.
Jones.
So I think his last name, just not the right last name.
I didn't want to give you that. That would've been too easy.
So I had to go with like who was with the Braves?
We're gonna go to my next question.
Okay.
How in the fuck is Scott Rowland in the Hall of Fame? And while we're on this Scott
That's a good
Rowland
question.
bashing right now,
I'll tell you what.
Was it even more? Like not even that one. What was
Well-
the other one? It was
Andrew Jones, remember though, he had the media hate him. He had attitude,
He
a
did.
bad attitude.
Yes.
So that's part of why.
yeah, because the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
baseball writers do it.
Yeah,
If they don't
yeah.
like you, they won't vote for you.
Right.
Again,
Exactly.
nobody got unanimous votes until Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding
Yeah.
me? Hank Aaron?
Nolan fucking Ryan didn't get unanimous
Exactly.
votes.
I got some Nolan Ryan stuff.
Did you
for later.
guys?
I agree. It does
Yeah,
not make
I mean,
sense.
come on.
Even
Oh.
before him, you look at people like Trevor Hoffman.
Well, and then I remember when Nolan Ryan, I remember when his Hall of Fame ballot
Yeah.
came up. And I remember watching ESPN
Yep.
a couple days afterwards, and one of the Boston sports writers that
Right,
was
yep.
so proud of himself,
I thought it was
Yeah.
a Philadelphia.
or maybe it was, but
Inquirer.
it was just the mindset. I
Yeah.
am, not even capable of walking out of a taxi cab without tripping and falling on my face. I have no athletic skill. I never played the game, but yet I'm going to get my pompous ass on TV and say, I'm proud that I
Yeah.
didn't vote for Nolan
Nolan,
Ryan
yeah.
because it makes it look like I'm really smart and actually I'm a dumb shit.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's
If you
basically
look
it.
at, like,
And you're gonna vote, right? Which
Yeah.
all the
Big fucking
historically
deal.
great players.
Yeah,
I
big
mean,
deal.
You brought it.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams. Same
Was
thing.
not a unanimous Hall of
Yeah.
Are you fucking
Yeah.
kidding?
Again, some arrogant sports writer that
Yeah.
really thinks
The
he's
greatest-
important
yeah.
because he got to do that.
Hey,
Oh, I didn't vote for
yeah.
Ted Williams.
So while we're talking about Scott Rowland, Mike, you're not allowed to answer this. This man had 407 more hits in his career in one less season than Scott Rowland. He struck out 768 less times
Then
and was every bit the defender. Rowland hit 303 times. This man did it 9. Any idea on who it is? Mike, shut up.
and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
He is not in the Hall of Fame.
Lou
Bob.
Whitaker.
He also had the most hits and the most doubles in the 1990s of any player in baseball.
Hmm.
He
You
also,
and I have
played,
talked about.
he also
it.
played there.
Yes.
Oh, well, we were just talking about him. Were we just talking about him?
I don't think we talked about him.
We
No.
did not talk about him,
Okay,
but we talked about somebody very close to him.
somebody very close to him. Yeah.
Andre Dawson.
Nope.
No, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Somebody who may have caught throws that were coming from Andre Dawson.
He probably caught a few from Dawson. Got a whole lot more from Dunston.
Yes.
Well, that was my next guess.
Mark Grace
Mark
Okay.
Grace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mark Grace.
is not even sniffing at the Hall of Fame, but fucking Scott Rowland. Are you kidding me?
I know, and the thing is I could say with Lou Whitaker, I mean,
What's Lou Whitaker not in the
know.
fucking
Well,
Hall of
I
Fame?
well, here's what I was going to say. I mean, look, I think that the Detroit Tigers are the most important baseball team that's ever existed, and all their players should be meritorious of special recognition because of that. However, the rest of the world doesn't agree with me. And I can understand that with Lou Whitaker being in Detroit a little bit, but Mark Grace, I mean, come on, Chicago's the third fucking largest media
Right.
market in North America. Don't
Me-
tell me it's because the media hasn't heard of him.
To me, though, the fact that how long it took Alan Trammell to get in the Hall of
Yeah, exactly.
Fame, when his numbers are nearly identical to Derek Jeter's.
Mhm.
But he played in Detroit.
That's what I'm
Detroit.
getting at.
And Jeter played in
Played
Detroit.
in New York, see, but that's what I can't understand about a guy like Mark Grace, is that's not the case with Chicago.
No,
Okay,
I don't think Gracie's a Hall of Famer. I love him. He's my favorite
Yeah.
Cub of all time.
yeah.
But I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
But
He's a great ball
but
player.
if we're talking about better
If you-
numbers
If you're
than,
comparing him,
If you're comparing him to some of these other people,
Yeah.
you're like, how the hell did that guy
Right,
get
well,
in?
yeah,
yeah,
I'm not taking anything away from Scott Rowland.
No.
He's a fine ball player,
yeah.
but he's not a fucking
Not
Hall of Famer.
No.
Right.
well, and that's it, and if the
And
Hall,
sometimes again, it boils down also to the position you're in. Like I said, you may be able
Yes.
to get different
Yeah.
numbers.
I mean, he's a third baseman. That's
Yeah.
great, but come on.
I
Yeah.
think that
When you look at third baseman,
we've,
who's your favorite Cub third baseman of all times? Who's never?
Ron
That's
Santo, and it took him
Ron
it took
Santo.
him until he
Yeah,
died
it did.
Yeah.
to get in the fucking Hall of
But
Fame.
see-
It's a travesty.
But that wasn't even a voting one. That was a
Veterans Committee,
Veterans
yeah.
Committee.
Do the Tigers have any third baseman in the Hall of Fame?
that's a good question.
George Kell, maybe is George Kell in
Yes,
the Hall of
George
Fame?
Kell's in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
that's right.
So I'm going to tell a story here because we love story time. The year Grace left the Cubs, of course, I was devastated because he was my favorite Cub. And that was the year, Dawn and I were dating about a year at that point, and I wanted to take Caitlin to Wrigley Field very badly. You went, didn't you? Did you go?
I would think probably
I
at
think
that
you
point.
went. I know
yeah,
Brandy and Jacob went.
I probably did.
So we go and we sat in the family section in the corner of the left field bleachers.
Mhm.
And we're out there, they're hitting balls before the game. Guy in front of us catches a home run ball, turns around, and hands it to my daughter.
Awesome.
And she's so fucking excited.
That's awesome.
She's 5 years old, doesn't give maybe 6 at this time, doesn't give a fuck about anything going on around her.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm in heaven because I'm at Wrigley.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
So we watched the game. Grace got a base hit. Randy Johnson shut out the Cubs. They managed one fucking hit the entire game. They were just horrible as always.
Yep.
So we leave the ballpark, and we had actually parked at the car wash next to the ballpark. So we were kind of stuck until the people in front of us moved, which luckily they only moved about 20 minutes after we got to our car. But while we're sitting in the car off in the distance, there's a whole bunch of people by this SUV. And Dawn goes, "Who's that?" And this was when my eyes were better. And I go, "Kind of looks like Ron Santo." And she goes, "Give me that ball." And she yanks it out of Caitlin's hand and she runs.
Yeah.
Caitlin, I don't think realized what was going on.
Caitlin had no fucking idea what was going on. And she gets up to his car and he's just ready to leave. And she goes, "Would you mind signing this for my daughter?" And he goes, "Well, if it's for your daughter, sure."
Yeah.
So he signs it, Ron Santo. And she brings it back to the car, and I'm thrilled because this is Ron Santo.
Oh yeah.
And Dawn only kind of knows who Ron is. I mean, you know, she's been with me long enough that he's on the radio, so she knows he's famous. She just doesn't know why.
Yep.
Yeah.
She hands the ball to Caitlin, and Caitlin's excited, even though she doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And I said, "You know, you can't play with that ball now." And she goes, "What?"
What?
I said, "You're not allowed to play with that ball. That's Dad's ball." And she was so pissed at me. This is 2001.
I bet she was.
Yeah.
2 years
away from her.
2 years later,
Yeah.
they retired Ron Santo's number. She sat there and watched it with me, and she goes, "Dad, I'm glad you didn't let me play."
There
And
you
that
go.
turned into her favorite Cub of all time. We saw him at a sports convention a year before he passed, and you know, we were both able to get a picture with him, and she was just over the fucking moon.
That's awesome.
Nice. That's what
That's a guy who went
Parrish.
too soon because of issues with type 2
Diabetes.
diabetes. Yeah.
Type 1 diabetes.
Or type-
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Parrish was the manager for the Whitecaps.
Yeah.
Which is our local little
Yep.
team. And
Honestly, both were Lance and Larry.
yep, Lance, and so I take my niece and nephew because it's an 11 o'clock game.
Yeah.
I go to every fucking early game I can.
Yes.
And this is back when I was working, right? So I just take a half day, and I'm like, so I take my niece and nephew out of school, and I'm like, we're having a great. And I was like, "All right, kids, we got balls. You're gonna go get these signed. You're gonna cherish this. It's gonna be awesome, right?" And again, I'm not an old school Tiger fan, but like,
Right.
I know the nostalgia.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, look, you know what? All you're gonna do is you're gonna get a sign. You're gonna put it on your mantle, and years from now, hopefully, it'll be worth $100, and you'll you'll enjoy it. And you know, just the devastation that they can't play with the
Yeah.
ball, and just like, wait, I can't throw this around, and no, just hold it. And you know, out of that whole thing, like, they loved getting the autograph, but out of that whole thing, all I got was my nephew didn't get perfect attendance, and I'm the reason I fucked that up.
No way.
And you know what?
Yeah.
And he
He's a baseball game.
he cried, and I was like,
Wow.
"Wow, congrats, you've made a great employee there." Yeah, I was like, "Wow." Out of
I guarantee you, if I'm
And-
in Ferris Bueller's school and he invites me out for his day off,
I'm right.
I'm
Okay,
going to field.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going, even if I've had perfect.
Yeah,
attendance.
so am I. And I'm not going to worry too much about the attendance.
It was like, that's the whole difference of, and to me, it's making the memories. And I'm pretty
Absolutely, the memories.
Listen, I'm pretty sure I listed on Facebook, because I always have fun with it or whatever. I'm like, all right, cotton candy, $40, you know, popcorn, $75, and my tickets were only 10 back in the day. Now they're $17
Yeah.
or something. And this is, granted, we've moved up, we're single A ball or whatever, right? But like,
Yeah.
High
um,
single A.
I see
yeah,
Lane.
high sync, yeah. And so then, you know, I spent so much, and I'm like, ball priceless, right? And these kids, I'm just like, huh. All right, I
Yeah.
understand. You're just not at that point of,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's fine, but I have one that's signed, and it's great, right?
I've had, well, I mean, you talk about perfect attendance, and I've had a couple kids I've known as an adult through like scouts who got like perfect attendance, but it wasn't about the kid. It was honestly about the parent.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Well, if you're, I mean, we're not talking about, we're not doing an episode on perfect attendance, but
Yeah.
let's just put it this way. Most kids, it's not their responsibility to get themselves to school as much
No.
as it is their parents to get them there. And so
Right.
perfect attendance
And-
indeed rubs off on the mom and dad as much as it does
But-
junior.
Also, kids have to. Any human needs
Needs a
to
day off.
realize that. Yep, you need a day off, and you can't be perfect at everything.
No.
Yep.
Don't expect it.
Oh, and that's, you know,
Big deal. You missed a day.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss days. Oh,
So a couple kids I know, I think the
you-
problem
you
was the
should.
kid wasn't allowed to do much
Yeah.
outside of school and scouts, so going to school
Was
was
it-
a way to get out of the
Sure.
house.
I think it was Vince Lombardi that put it best. We strive for perfection, hoping to hit excellence.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's, yeah.
And we just got back from Florida, and
Yeah.
my daughter skipped a whole week of school because I look at it and say, all right, we teach these kids that they're not supposed to miss school, right? And you're limited, but the teachers they get days off, and granted, they get 3 months off, and I'm not saying, but like they get vacation time, they get this, and I was like, no, like I'll never teach my kid that aspect and the dreams. And trust me, she's been to, I don't know, 5 baseball stadiums, and she's 7.
That's awesome.
Like, and so to me, it's the memories of these things. And
Well, and baseball, and we've talked about this on this program before a little bit. Baseball used to be a day game,
It did.
and a lot of people don't understand the importance of that. I mean, like the entire sports rules were designed around a idealized version of a visit to the park.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, as the country's urbanizing, that was the part of the whole point behind the way a baseball game is set up. And again, we've talked about this a little bit here. I think that on previous episodes, day baseball is a really different experience,
It is.
especially when you get to go to a actual proper ballpark to watch it. I absolutely love it that one of the things the Tigers have done in the last 10 years has the Thursday day game has become a unofficial part of the team's schedule. And because they used to play day games on Thursdays a lot back in the day, and the Tigers, of course, like most major league teams, except the Cubs, have had lights since the 1940s or 50s. But there's still something really special about in the middle of the day, and having a day off of work or a day off of school is one of the reasons why it's
Yeah,
special.
For sure.
So,
And-
speaking of,
let's say,
No, go ahead.
sorry, like you guys are Cubs fans. I'm Cub. I like the Cubs. I'm not gonna say I'm a fan, but but going there, right? I went with my friend when tickets were cheap, and there's nothing better than watching these guys carry a 7-foot thing and chalk lining. Just
Yeah.
and it's not this new mechanics, but it was the great. Like I'm excited to.
Oh,
bring
that's
my
the
kid.
cool. One of the coolest things about the Cubs is they literally still have
Yeah.
metal things
Yeah.
for putting the chalk lines
When-
on.
Yep. And
Yeah, I mean, we went in 2000, what?
I can't remember what year it was,
13,
probably 14 or 15, somewhere around then.
and so I'm excited. My daughter's never been to a Cubs game. I went with a buddies or whatever, and but I'm excited to bring her to that and see that, right? And we're gonna go to the day game. We're
That's
gonna go
awesome.
look at this because I mean, really, when you bring it back, like that's
Yeah.
the type of stuff. That's why we're here. That's why we
Right.
like.
Yeah.
There's people that will tolerate baseball and they'll watch stuff. And
Right.
hey, most people look at it as, hey, it's a night party. Let's go party and enjoy and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? And I'm there to watch the game.
Yeah, watch the game,
my
absolutely.
wife's like, hey, I'm gonna bring the kid to jump on the thing, and I was like, cool, but make sure she watches some of the game
Yeah.
because I get that she
Uh,
can't do 9 innings yet.
When Comerica Park first opened, I remember people, old school baseball people, saying, "Oh, you can't put a Ferris wheel outside of
Yeah.
a baseball stadium.
Right.
Come on, you take kids to the ballpark.
Yeah.
You gotta make them watch the
Right.
I
game."
mean, honestly, though, like when they first built the Growler Stadium and it had
Yeah.
the park there outside of it,
That
it
was
was
it.
Mayor's Riverfront. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, before now they've got the actual park as part of the stadium, but it was still kind of cool. Like you could bring a kid,
Yep.
and if they got bored around the 3rd inning, but you still wanted to be there for the end, you take them to the park for 30 minutes
Yeah.
and they get that excess energy out that they
Yeah.
can't do when they're sitting
Yeah.
there. So I don't think it's a bad idea
No,
to have
I
that
don't
stuff.
I don't either. I mean, especially because if it gets the mom and dad in the
Yeah.
stadium
Mhm.
and they don't feel like they won't go, if they otherwise, I guess what I'm trying to say is if they otherwise wouldn't go because they couldn't keep the kids occupied and interested, then
Yeah.
yeah, I don't have an issue with
I
it.
mean, like I see it with like a lot of and again, we do another sport, but one of the things we do as a fundraiser for scouts is we take tickets for the football games at Western.
Mm,
How many people leave that game after the end of the first quarter
yeah.
is insane. I mean,
Yeah.
you're talking
Mhm.
probably at least half, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
probably 75% of what's left after that leaves at halftime. So
That's correct.
So
Incredible.
you don't. The biggest thing for me is when you sit there and I think you get a passion for any sport when you see like the excitement that happens toward the end of a game. Like
Yeah.
nothing beats
Yeah.
like a walk-off home run at
Yep.
night.
Right.
That's right.
Absolutely, or even a walk-off single hat. A walk-off freaking
Right.
face out balls is so cool to
Yep.
see.
I have something I want to get to, but you mentioned that. So we're watching game 1 of the NLCS
Mhm.
2016.
Yeah, when
Me,
I came
you,
up.
Mikey,
The one where I came up
and the Dodgers.
after my date.
The Dodgers had just tied the game.
Yep.
And Miguel Montero hit a grand slam to give the Cubs the lead. I don't think I've had a happier moment watching a game except for the last out of the World Series. I was so happy in that moment. We were jumping up and down in the living room together, the three of us, and it was
That's
just
awesome. That's
it
awesome.
was
Yeah.
and it was
The same one who hit the home run
Yes.
to take the lead and like the
the base hit that he hit.
Oh, the
that
base hit.
That gave them a 2-run lead that they needed because they only won by 1 in the World Series. But I was going to ask a trivia question before you, Nick.
Yeah.
So we just brought up lights, and Wrigley Field was the last to have it.
They are.
Who knows the official date that they were supposed to have a game, and it was rained out? But who knows the official date?
wasn't it your birthday?
not.
I
Okay.
do, because I remember when we did the episode 2 years ago. So
Yes.
I will keep quiet
Okay.
because I'm cheating. I have insider knowledge.
It was. I remember it was what 98, wasn't it? No.
It was a special day on the calendar.
I remember this.
I'll put it that way.
Because I remember watching it. Well, I can't remember if we had cable at the time yet or not, but I remember being aware of it. I'm gonna guess July 4th, 1993.
No, for that.
No idea.
It was supposed to be 8/8/88.
It was.
But there was a rain out.
It was.
So
We played the Phillies.
Yeah.
Sutcliffe started. Sandberg and Sutcliffe both hit home runs.
yeah.
It got rained out in like the 3rd.
So they came back on the 9th.
The next day they
Yeah.
played the Mets. Mike Bilecki got the win. They won something like 6-3
Yeah.
in the first official night game at Wrigley Field.
Really?
988.
I didn't think it was.
Man, I would have been all of
A
I
year
forgot,
old.
yeah,
A year old. A month old.
14 days old at that point.
14 days old.
Yeah.
There you
Since they did
Yeah.
Mike, you had
the
mentioned
8/8/2008
Mhm.
You-
at 8:08 p.m.
you had mentioned
Yeah.
people leaving the games and stuff. So I want to bring it to. Have you guys heard of the Savannah Bananas?
No.
No,
I've heard of the making whoopee.
Really? None of
They
you.
were a football team.
None of you guys.
Hockey
I haven't
team,
shared
though.
any of
No.
this. Stuff. Okay, so
You're not.
okay, the Savannah Bananas, and don't quote me on this. Like I love them. They're entertainers. That's really what they are. So they play baseball,
Mhm.
but they set it to 2 hour or 1.5 hour, 2 hour time limit. There's no runs, right? So you score runs each inning, but then you get 1 point if you made more runs in that inning than
Okay.
the other team. So the rules are kind of, but it's just a set timeline, right? Because they said, hey, fans at this point they leave, so we're making the timeline this. We want to keep it, and they entertain the entire time. They have in between. I mean, they make a mockery aspect of it. But like, there's a guy out there who's on stilts.
So they kind of like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of baseball.
Interesting. Interesting.
Do they get the San Diego Chicken to come out and play with them?
Right. And so like, the one guy's up to bat and he's on stilts, right? So he's 15 foot tall and and then the other guy goes into splits, so his strike zone is literally,
Oh, it's hilarious.
but
Like, who was it, the Eddie or whatever, who was the midget that Frank Kaminsky or whoever had gotten had to bring fans in, and you'd crouch down, so his strike zone was
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
but so it just I like where they're headed. I mean, they're from when the other one great thing I absolutely love is I want to say it's $25 a ticket, right? Like, and so companies like Vivid Seats or whatever tried to like come in and offer, hey, you can make so much more money. He's like, nope, we want the fans to be able to be here. $25 a ticket, that's what it is. They've sold out for like the next 4 years or something
Nice.
like that. They're going to be doing traveling and stuff.
I think that would be a good way to get kids interested, but I mean, I
You
think as
need
an
to.
adult, I mean, like,
It's
I've only left a couple of games early, and one was, the notorious Gay Batman one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might talk about that a little later.
But that was really only because
You
after
were
like 4 games, I was sunburned.
you were
and I was
so
like,
burned.
I pretty much had to get out of the sun or die.
yeah. Well,
Well, I
that's kind
mean,
of
5
important.
straight days in the bleachers will do that.
Yeah.
So another stat. We were just talking about Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
Before his 40th birthday, Nolan Ryan averaged 9.4 strikeouts per 9 innings.
Yeah.
Can anybody tell me what he averaged after his 40th birthday?
10.
10.2.
Yeah, so probably. I mean, since you're asking, I'm gonna say 11.4.
Daniel?
I'm gonna guess 12.
Okay. Somebody hit it right on the nose.
10.2.
Yes, it was.
10.2.
Right on the fucking nose. I owe you something. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I owe you something.
You're good.
And while we're talking about pitchers,
He can have a Bucks and Bruce sticker.
I'm gonna ask this. Yes. Over the last 40 years, no pitcher has done any of this in the following season. Okay.
Won 30 games. Had an ERA below 1.2.
I'm gonna give you the numbers.
Okay.
You're gonna give me the only pitcher that has ever done this
Okay.
in this, last 50 years.
50.
300 innings.
Is it 50 years? Because that's really important.
Okay, 300 innings.
I have to say,
Hit on.
60 years.
Yep.
Okay,
Because I know who you're talking about.
That's
why I said that. I'll sit this one out because I know who you're talking about. Yep.
ERA under 150 and 25 complete games.
So we're talking 60 years, not just
In the last 60 years.
That's-
Nobody's done this in the
so-
last 40, but somebody did this 60-ish years ago.
I know
So,
who is.
1963-ish.
Koufax.
Since then.
Danny McClain.
Danny McClain.
Danny McClain.
Danny McClain.
That who it is?
Hang on, I'm looking for another stat while I'm at it.
Okay.
Because it ties into this next stat. If I can find it.
You still, did you answer if Danny McClain was the one?
I have not answered that yet. It was the same man who his ERA in 1968 was 1.12.
Wow.
And they changed the game after that.
Yeah,
They changed it substantially.
it's gotta either be Danny McClain or Bob Gibson.
Bob
Bob
Gibson.
Gibson.
Yeah, Bob Gibson.
Yep.
Bob Gibson. They lowered the mound.
Yeah,
because
they
he
lowered
was
Bob
so
Gibson.
Yep.
absolutely
His stuff was-
dominant. that
They
year.
lowered the mound and now, of course, and I don't even know if I want to go down that road
It's Bob Gibson stuff
of
was
the
just,
rules changing nowadays.
Oh,
But
we're gonna get to that too at some
his
point.
stuff
here.
was
Yep.
just
He was electric.
yeah.
Mhm.
ink
He
Bob Gibson.
might be the greatest pitcher ever.
he
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
had,
hands down.
When
probably had the
played,
greatest
yeah.
mechanics of any
Yeah,
pitcher.
when he
ever.
played.
Let
yeah.
me ask you this. More important in that 68 World Series. I know you're gonna go with what I think you're gonna go with. More important in that 68 World Series, McClain or Lolich?
It was Lolich.
Hands down.
Lolich beat Gibson.
Hands
Yep.
down. He did.
McClain
He had
couldn't.
2 wins
Three.
or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McClain
I mean,
couldn't
that's
touch
just
him.
incredible.
And Denny was a great pitcher, but
He was.
He was, I think Denny McClain was a decent pitcher that had an absolutely great season.
phenomenal season in 68.
Danny
And you
McClain-
have some players that are like that, that for whatever reason, they're an average player every
Well,
year except one.
Yeah, they
he
just
was a
had
little-
fire.
He was a little bit more than an average player
think-
with one good one, but
I think with Danny McClain, the difference between a good player and a great player isn't oftentimes the talent, it's how hard they work at it.
Mhm.
I think if Danny McClain had worked as hard as others, he would have been great. But he
He's
was
another one who
distracted.
he was like, he did a lot of partying.
He
outside
had
of-
distractions.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I'm hearing Dan out of the left ear a lot too, but we're hearing him. So
Yeah, I just,
Yeah, I only hear myself out of my left ear also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just
same here.
and it
Might be a-
sounds fine. It's recording great and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but
Might be probably just that mic would be and probably how it's plugged in.
possibly, who knows?
Hmm.
I had something on the Denny McClain thing, and then I fucking forgot what it was. Some bitch.
I guess I'm
another
like,
thing about this, that.
I'm like Eddie Van Halen on the early records. You only hear his guitar out of the left ear.
I guess so.
Now that-
You guys keep talking. I will be right back.
Now that I've heard you out of my right ear with this on the left, I have to stick with it because it's annoying me to go to the other ear. I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
No, so we look at baseball, and we are a financial podcast. We talk about this every time. The
drink before
very much. But
and drink after.
do you guys know what the average salary in MLB is right now?
for a player,
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it's probably about, I don't know, $400,000 or $500,000.
The average.
For a
I'm
year.
thinking between the highest, and I would say it's probably an average, probably ends up being about 1.2 million.
Yeah, I would guess that too, about 1.2, 1.5.
Okay, for the average player.
Between the league minimum
Yeah, well,
players
right,
and the
and
guys
the guys
who are
like
getting
Miguel
like,
Cabrera.
yeah.
So the average salary for a player in the MLB stood at $4.41 million.
Oh, shit, I was off by 1,000%. Holy moly.
Yeah, so,
Tenfold.
and,
Mhm.
you know, you
Wow. Because the only reason why I guess that low is my thought was you've got a team that would have the guy making the league minimum, and then you've got a Miguel Cabrera and
Yeah.
split the difference. But I mean, when you have a Miguel Cabrera that
I
walks
mean,
in the room,
median probably goes lower, but
Yeah.
mean
So-
does
would
always
go
get
way
skewed
up.
by those really high
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
exactly.
we go back to 2009, and the average was 3 million a player.
Yeah.
Right. And now we're at 23. So
So 14 years,
14 years. That's
and
That's
you're at
Yeah.
4.4.
and you were at 3 point what before?
Three, just three.
Okay.
So
So
that's a lot better than like the CEOs in terms of percentage.
Yeah.
I mean, those have gone up like,
Um,
400,
Yeah.
500%.
yeah, that's actually not. I would have
That's
thought
only maybe a 33,
Yeah.
34%.
it's not that
jump.
much.
And but so it's just, to me, that's the but if you think about your 9 starters, right? I mean, they're and then you got the rest of the guys
Yeah.
making, that's just insane amount of money going
is.
out
It's a
on
lot
a
of money.
constant basis.
But
Can you
here-
imagine having the cash flow those
Yeah.
those organizations
Well,
need?
and
And it seems like all, as someone who helps manage a business and has for a
Yeah.
long time, I see how cash flow goes in and out. To me, that's just staggering, those numbers.
Oh,
It is.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the amount of instant credit, those,
Mhm.
because they don't always have that in their bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the credit lines they have to
Yeah.
get
Well,
to make
and-
their payrolls.
And
what-
here's something else to think
it's
about
impossible.
and add on to that, the minor league salaries of affiliated teams, they're all paid by the major league club.
Mhm.
So
And they're
the-
trying to get out of it.
they are,
Yeah.
and actually, speaking of money and that's going to be a major, I think, issue that comes up this spring. Maybe, actually, it may not be till next year
Next
that
time they have to do a collective bargaining.
the minor leaguers are going to join the MLPA. Right now, they aren't part of the Major League Players Association. When they join the Major League Players Association, you're going to see if they
Oh, they're
do.
gonna rate.
It's going to be a lot different than
Yeah.
what you have. You go to a Whitecaps game or a Lugnets game. I live over in Lansing,
Yeah.
right?
We got to get out there and come to a lug nut.
Yeah, and so if you're
Nuggets are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
they are, and you're watching that game. There's 9 guys on the field for the Lugnuts. One of them, the best played guy on the team, the one that might actually make it to the show, he's making 18 grand.
Yeah.
Everybody else is making 8 or 10. Now, okay, you could say, yeah, but they're 20-year-old kids and it's a 6-month seasonal job, and all that's true. But the commitment that the team wants from those players is a Major League Baseball caliber commitment.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that the unionization effort in the minor league is going to be something that catches the league by surprise, even though it shouldn't. And in discussing the business aspect of it, we look at the strike, and I'm surprised we haven't talked about it yet, so I'll bring it up. The strike, in the grand scheme of things, I think it proved to everybody that even though the owners got Rob Manfred in there thinking that he was going to break the union, he actually did the opposite. The Major League Baseball Players Association is probably stronger now than it ever has been. How did the league end the strike? They pretty much gave the players every single thing they wanted. And, everybody's looking around like this, thinking, how did that happen? And honestly, I don't care about the strike in terms of taking a side on it, because it's kind of asinine to do so when you're talking about owners worth billions arguing with players. We all know now the average salary is $4.5 million. However, I am aware of the fact that for a guy that's in the league making the league minimum, if he only has a 2 or 3 year career, well, he's going to have to do something else for a living. I think the whole issue with the minor league players is going to come down to exactly this. There's going to be this discussion of, well, okay, so we've got a lot less minor league teams now than we did 3 years ago. And players had to sell an entire year. The minor league players did, because of the COVID season. That changed the business side of it for a lot of the owners of minor league teams. And I just can see this coming to some type of a head, and it's going to catch some people by surprise, but it shouldn't, because if you follow the sport of baseball a lot, this has been in the news. one thing it will do, I think, is make people realize how dependent the sport is on its entire minor league system.
We know, I think one of the things that pisses me off the most about the narrative in not only sports, but honestly in this country is that workers are greedy.
Yeah.
But the owners are perfectly well within their rights because without them, we have nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Without these players, we have nothing.
Yes.
I don't
Yep.
get pissed off at players' contracts anymore. If you can go get a $600 million contract, more fucking power to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these owners are going to
These
go out there and
owners.
play.
Yeah, fuck these owners.
Yeah. And my attitude is too, when it
The
comes
GMs are going to go out and play.
Yeah, and when it comes to a professional sport like that, you can't ever compare it to what quote unquote average people do,
No.
right? When a Major League Baseball Players Association is going to take a collective action, it looks like, and it's reported as the same as the guys on walking off the line at GM going on strike, but we all know it absolutely isn't that way. Because if nothing else, professional athletes, Major League Baseball players have something that most people don't, and that is they basically work under two different contracts. One is the collective, that's why it's called that, bargaining agreement. That's the basic stuff that every player has. But then they sign their individual contracts. So when they go on strike, basically they're doing two things. They're saying that we refuse collectively to engage the league because you aren't giving us what you want. But then they're also acting on their individual contracts. I think that the league would be wise. Who knows if they will or not, but they would. This is almost word for word what I said when we did the baseball episode 2 years ago. Remember, I said the league would be wise to play nice. Don't go on strike. You guys know what happened because of COVID. When you delayed the start of the season in 2020, pissed a bunch of fans off. The season meant nothing and it was pointless to do it. What did they do? They went on strike. It got settled fairly quickly. The owners, the Major League Baseball player owners and the minor league team owners are going to be the ones, I think, that are really going to have some interesting dynamics to work out if the minor league players do attempt to unionize under the MLBA, because here's why. Again, go back to what I said 5 minutes ago. The Major League Baseball team owners pay the salaries for the minor league teams. That gives the owners of the major league teams, obviously, a huge interest in what goes on at the minor league level, but it makes the owners of minor league teams in a real odd situation because they're going to be thrown probably into the middle of a labor dispute that they're kind of going to be thrown on the sidelines on.
Yeah. You look at it, and one of the things is always, how do we bring more fans in? And MLB does a great job of fucking that up.
No, yeah.
Because we have all these blackout days. You can't watch this game because it's blacked out in your area because you should go to the game. Who the fuck can afford to go to a game? I mean, cheap seats are $40.
Yeah.
Well, so you can sit there and say, well, you can just go to the game and watch it. But normal people can't just afford that all the time.
And blackouts never, ever, 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 ever work. They always have the intended and unintended consequence that harms them.
Let these people that actually might become baseball fans watch the fucking games.
Yep. Watch it on TV first and then get them into the stadium.
Yes.
I don't know how attuned y'all are with what's going on with Valley Sports, but you might not even be able to watch a lot of these games on TV this year because Valley Sports is basically bankrupt. They're the ones that
broadcast Tiger games.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So
Dave, you gotta start losing more money on your apps.
I guess I do.
Unless he doesn't actually do it.
I don't usually use my money. I lose theirs. So trivia.
Yes.
A rookie starting today.
Okay.
Could steal 50 bases every year for the next 28 years.
Okay.
My question. Would he steal more bases than Ricky Henderson? And if so, by how much? Or if not, by how much?
Okay, so 50 bases for 28 years is 140.
Yep.
So who stole more? Did Ricky Henderson steal more than 140 bases?
You tell me.
That's a good question.
Is that 50 times 28 would be more than 140? Be 1400.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, 1400.
Okay.
Yep, that's right. And
My seconds. Ricky did like 140 in like 3
year.
seasons.
Yep.
Okay.
I was
So
missing a digit.
50 bases in 28 years. Would
Okay.
they steal more or less than Ricky Henderson?
coaching.
Less.
Mike says less.
Now I remember when he broke the record.
I
I
do
remember
too.
him lifting the base.
Yep.
up.
Yeah, because it was
That's the
Lou,
picture I have on the
Yeah.
tape.
it was Lou Brock's record. that
Right.
got
Because even Brock, I thought was like at like
Yeah.
1,200 or something like that.
I just can't, but he, of course, he played for a while after that too, so I can't remember when he ended up. I'm gonna guess the answer is no.
I'm gonna guess yes.
The answer is less. And
Yeah,
my-
less.
yeah.
That's
my-
what I'm guessing.
By how much?
130.
Is it less?
No, I mean,
Less is correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
By how much?
130.
15.
I don't have 50. I'm just gonna guess.
Yeah, 50. I'll say 52. I don't know.
Anybody know Stan Musial's number? Stan Musial is number 6.
Mm-hmm.
I figured it had to be
Six.
really, really close.
Wow.
God,
You could steal
just incredible.
Yeah.
50 bases for 28 years and you'd still be
I'm gonna-
6 short of Ricky Henderson.
That's insane.
Maybe 6 more, I thought.
Short.
Okay, so I was right with saying he
No.
had
Yeah.
more than
He had more than.
Okay.
He would have more than still.
Hmm.
A rookie today could steal 50 bases every season for 28 years and still be 6 steals behind Ricky Henderson.
Oh, that's
Wow.
insane.
That is.
I gotta wait for that one until David comes back.
That is-
Let's start debating. Remind me, I want to go to the Negro Boys. At least one of the Negro Boys,
Okay.
because I saw Phil's picture there.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go this way. Since the MLB expanded to 30 teams in 1998,
Yeah.
what team has won the most MVPs?
Oh, that's a good question.
This is a good question.
1990. I mean,
The interesting part about this one is they get MVPs for both leagues.
Yes.
So it isn't like even where like there's only one like there is for the NFL.
No, there's one in each league.
when was one of the most-
I'm
What
gonna-
year did so 98 you
Since
said?
98.
I'm gonna guess the Dodgers.
Okay.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Let's see where the Dodgers fall.
Because they want to figure. All right, so I'll never choose.
Sometimes it's one of those weirdest things because it's not like you don't get a thing there like where like Rogers got it like for 5 years straight or whatever.
I'll put it
Seems
to you
like
this
there's
way.
always
When I
different players.
say it, you're gonna go, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I'm trying to come
I'll
up
go,
with. Who's-
I'll go with St. Louis.
Okay.
Go with the San Francisco Giants.
Okay. We'll wait for David to come up. Let's go with teams that sucked. Not sucked, but didn't have MVPs. 0 for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
The Baltimore Orioles, which David was talking about 670 the score a little bit ago. I remember at one point there was some Orioles scandal, and they asked Steve Stone about it because he won a Cy Young Award with the Orioles.
Yeah.
And Steve Stone's answer was, "Everybody I know in that organization is dead,"
Oh, jeez. Just.
which I thought was hilarious.
Which isn't
The Cleveland,
true because he would have known Cal.
he would have, yeah, but
Cal's not dead yet.
it still was a funny answer.
Well, yes.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
Colorado,
Colorado.
the Royals, the Mets, San Diego, and Tampa Bay. 0.
Cleveland has 0.
0.
I guess for me,
98.
That surprises me.
So, I mean, Well, it does, but I mean, their real glory years were 93
Yeah,
to 7.
that's true.
yeah, I guess the one, but I guess even at that point, you said San Diego, but by then Gwynn was kind of on his.
Yeah, Gwynn was he was absolutely at the end of his career.
Yeah.
1 MVP, Cincinnati, the White Sox, Houston,
Was that MVP Scott Rowland?
might have been. Miami, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Toronto, and Washington. That was 2.
That was 1.
That was 1. 2. One of these was guessed.
St. Louis.
Probably mine, San Francisco.
Atlanta,
Okay.
Boston, the Cubs,
Cubs. Okay.
the Dodgers,
Oh,
All right.
Really?
still in the running, Milwaukee, Minnesota, and Oakland. David, the question is, since the MLB expanded teams to 30 in 1998, what team had the most MVPs? We have a guess of St. Louis,
I did San Francisco.
San
Giants.
Francisco, and the Dodgers, which we just eliminated.
It's not. Yeah.
I would guess, I don't know, the Yankees. Why not?
Because nobody says the Yankees are.
With 3. Detroit,
Nope.
the Yankees,
Oh, see ya. You go.
and the Phillies.
There you
All
go.
right, I'm still in it, baby.
Okay.
With 4, the St. Louis Cardinals. Texas Rangers.
I'm so right.
One team had 5.
San
One
Francisco.
team had 6.
Oh, maybe not San Francisco. Which one had 5?
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The Giants had 6.
Nice
Okay.
work.
4 of
Yeah,
them
nice work.
were Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't know who the other 2 were. I just know 4 were Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I bet Buster Posey was one of them.
I bet he was.
I bet he was too.
I waited till you came back.
Actually, I think Hunter Pence was probably one of them too.
Possibly.
Yeah.
For
Could be.
MVP,
MVP.
yeah.
Could be.
I waited for you to come back to ask this question
Uh-oh.
because it was about one of the Negro boys.
Okay.
Joe Negro, in 22 years, hit 1 major league home run. Off of who?
His brother.
His brother Phil.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely great.
That was
You
great.
think they had it worked out before the game?
Possibly because if
Yeah.
any of you
Yeah.
remember 1987.
Well, that's why I asked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe went to
Yeah.
reach on his back.
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
umpire,
Yeah.
holding it out in the
Yeah.
every board.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Nick's sitting here
Oh,
going, what you guys are talking about.
I don't know how that got there.
Stan Musial had 3,630 career hits.
Okay.
What percentage were at home? What percentage was away?
50-50.
50-50.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because with that many hits statistically,
Yeah,
you
it's
play
gonna
the
end up
equal
being-
number of games at home and away.
Yep.
Yep, you're going to be there.
I mean, there were some players, but he was one that was
Yeah.
pretty well.
And with that
wasn't
many
a lot.
hits, that's a large enough number of possibilities
And
that
he wasn't a power guy
It's gonna end up-
necessarily, so.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the power guys get shifted because they might play in a ballpark
Right,
that's
right.
more
They play in-
conducive to hitting.
yeah, they
power.
play in Colorado.
but with that long of
Yeah.
a career and that just from a statistical
Something
analysis.
like
point
Larry
of view,
Walker's,
it's
like home run numbers are gonna be
Yeah,
skewed toward
exactly.
home.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ichiro
Okay.
Okay.
passed the 300 batting average in this at bat and never went below it again.
First.
Nick
Third.
says first. Mike says third.
I like the first one. And now, no, just a second though. Well, no, never mind.
Or maybe
Yeah.
second.
I'm going to say first.
Okay. I have 2 firsts. I have a third.
Well, actually, wait,
Well, wait a minute.
read the question again.
Past
Yeah,
300.
past the 300.
So that means he had to have been below it at some point.
He was below it at some point.
Yeah. So,
Well, I mean,
can't
he
be
was,
the
he was at 0.
He was
yes, first.
at first at bat, he could go from 0 to
That's-
1,000.
So he got a single
Yeah, so-
in this at bat to raise his career average to 300, and it never went below again.
So I would say it would be, well, if he raised it to 300.
I'm gonna say.
That would
it's
be his
third.
fifth at bat.
So
then.
Yep, that's what I'm thinking.
So we're to 5th.
Yeah,
Well,
we're going to do
Tenth, maybe.
some quick math.
no,
here.
Third.
wait, did it raise it to 300?
No, it would have to be,
Or above?
I guess it would have to be 10th because.
It raised it to 300, and it never went
Okay.
below again.
So it would have to be 10th because it would be 3 hits and 10.
Yes, he has to
Correct.
have a base number in order
If
to.
you finish 30th, you had 10 and 30.
Yeah, but this has got to be low though.
Right,
Okay.
yeah,
Nick?
It's Ichiro.
Yeah.
Sixth grade algebra program.
yeah, right.
Yeah, problem number 5 coming your
If
way.
it was like fifth, it would have been, it would have gone up to 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it was the third, it would have been 333.
Yeah.
Right.
Change.
This is a
Yeah.
probability and
It was his
statistics
10th at
class.
bat.
in
Tenth
college.
Tenth
There you
at
go.
bat.
So we're doing math over
And
here.
he never got to below 300.
Isn't that
Again.
crazy? Isn't that something?
That's amazing.
Huh.
One of the few ball players that just,
Yeah.
you had in
Now,
one
does
day.
that count
Yeah.
Japanese league?
No, that is Major
That
League
is-
Baseball.
And see, that's what I was
Well,
going to
that's
ask,
the entire insanity.
but I,
How great of a career he had
Yeah,
in the United States and how
Yeah.
great of a career he had before that.
Yes.
I-
So I teased these guys with this earlier in the week.
okay.
MLB Network came out with their top players at each position for this year.
Yep.
Okay.
I want to debate this
For this year,
for this year.
forthcoming season.
Yes.
Yep.
okay.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go with the specific position in the outfield.
Mhm.
They did,
Yeah.
but let's start in the outfield.
Okay.
Name me an outfielder that you think is on this list.
It's on this list for best.
Top
outfit.
at each position.
Hmm.
Two of the people on this entire list should be easy to get.
Trout.
Mike
Trout.
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 Right, I mean.
Any debate on Mike Trout?
No. I don't think
Future
so.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Oh, and then Aaron Judge, right?
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would agree with those two.
I
yeah.
would
I
too.
would absolutely agree with those.
You've got a guy who's, yeah.
For now.
Hall of Famer and the reigning MVP. I think
who
we
is
have to put
built
there.
like a fucking
No.
like we talk about. He literally is the cheat code on all like
Every game. Yeah.
what am I gonna do? I'm gonna build my guy just ridiculously tall and ridiculously wide and have him be able. And I'm like,
No, it's so. It's one of the funniest things. Actually, if you ever been to a Growlers game, they have two players of current playing that are actually like to show that they've got him and they've got Jose Altuve. So
Yeah.
they've got the 5'5" guy, and
Oh,
like
wow.
6'6" guy.
yeah.
That's
Just-
just
And then so the third
One more
one, the
outfield
third
game.
one for the outfield. I don't know. Castellanos.
Anybody?
Mhm.
I think I can give you a million guesses. You'd never get this.
okay. Who
It's
is
one
it?
of your teams. Jordan Alvarez,
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I would
Really?
guess that.
No.
Houston Astros.
Huh.
What I'm wondering about is, do they
Hmm.
have? I'm drawing a blank. The guy who pitches and plays the field. I'm
Oh yeah, for
So-
the Angels. Yeah,
if he's
Tony.
he's going to be on there as a pitch.
Well, of course there.
Of course.
Anybody, third baseman.
Bryant. Castellanos again.
Keep guessing.
He'll come up eventually, right? Third baseman. I don't even know who they would pick.
I mean, you could argue this one. I think they picked a pretty good one for third baseman. Manny Machado.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which the problem is
Maybe
he's
Chad.
so old.
He is old now,
He
yes.
just hasn't done anything amazing in a while.
So the shortstop, I kind of take issue with. This is a great shortstop, but is he the best shortstop in baseball right now? Anyone?
It can't be biased. I
It's
mean,
not-
it's not Javier
offensively,
Baez.
but or defensively, he ain't the guy you want to have on their offense.
Not right now.
No, he's the future of our team. Come on, right? Is that what they say?
I mean, they don't have much more, so.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
No.
if he ever learns to hit, he could be.
I will say this was a free agent this year.
Hmm.
God, who was the guy that? Oh, now I'm drawing a blank.
Oh my.
The guy who got the big contract.
Oh,
And then-
it got canceled twice from two different teams.
Yeah.
Yep. He ended up with the Mets.
No, he ended up with the Twins again.
Yeah,
Carlos Correa.
yeah.
Signed 3 contracts, ended up back where he was.
Yeah.
It is not Carlos Correa.
Is it okay?
No, really. Really. So making the most money of the position.
Wait, there's a big difference between making the most money at the position and being the best player
Oh,
in
yeah.
the position.
Yeah.
Sure.
In any sport.
Yeah.
Oh,
5 seconds.
I'm out.
Trey Turner.
Trey Turner.
Great shortstop. Is he the best shortstop in baseball?
possibly when you look at it between batting and defense.
But, yeah,
Because you get the guys who are better defensively, but may not bat as well, and vice versa.
I would think there's a better shortstop out there, but maybe I'm wrong. Second base, anybody?
Isn't Mookie Betts second baseman?
No, he's an outfielder.
Oh, an outfielder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Ozzy Albies, just because he did a great job for me and my team.
No.
Hmm.
I will say it was somebody that was mentioned earlier today.
Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve.
Yeah.
That I could see.
Yeah, I could too.
Because he's, even without cheating, he's still doing really well.
Yeah.
First base.
Is Goldschmidt first or third?
Goldschmidt's the first baseman.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
baseman.
that-
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul
I would
Goldschmidt.
guess that.
Yeah, that-
Absolutely.
I don't argue with that.
Catcher.
Not right now.
Catcher?
Definitely not Wilson.
Is that Willie?
No,
No,
Jan Combs.
It is not Jan Go.
I hope not. I hope you listen to a Cubs
Is
game.
Ever.
Johnny Bench out there, and that's
Is Yadier coming back?
Yeah.
no,
Yadier coming back?
no.
Oh, he
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he? I was hoping you were surprising me because
No, this was the first year that Molina hasn't been in
Yeah.
in the pros.
Well, yeah, a long time. Yep.
Tucker Carter.
No,
Not
it's not Tucker Barnhart.
New Chicago Cub.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, I
Yeah.
know.
They just signed Michael Fulmer too. We're just getting old
Did they
tight.
really?
It's been going on now for 5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
Alex.
I know.
You know?
Alex Avila.
That's Alex Avila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JT Realmuto.
Who?
Who?
JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
Who's he
Okay.
from?
Phillies.
But the picture has to be Shohei.
Really?
I have a picture from the right side and a picture from the left
I
side.
mean, one of them has to be Shohei.
I give you
Yeah.
$100 if you get one of them.
Yeah.
So it's not that one. Okay.
Wow.
Really?
I mean, to me, he's like the most. I mean, maybe it's because he doesn't
Now,
play
is
just
this-
one position.
Starting pitching, or does it not? This.
I couldn't fucking tell you. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
Scherzer.
Nope.
No.
Bumgardner.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not by now.
I mean, not Verlander at this point.
No, either. All three of those guys.
Oh,
no.
geez. All right. It's Strasburg.
I've heard of one of these guys.
This is. I have no idea. Then
Who's the other?
they're saying the greatest pitchers.
Right
Okay.
now.
Oh, actually, what? Bumgarner was the
I'm
other.
guessing one is a starter and one is a reliever. I'm
Okay,
guessing.
because I think Bumgarner was the other Cy Young winner last year, wasn't he?
Oh,
I think so.
it ain't him.
Yeah.
Greatest pitcher. What? Who's going to be the best pitcher this year?
Yeah. I mean,
Starter is Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns.
Yeah,
Huh.
Really?
from the Brewers. I have
Really?
no fucking idea who that is.
No.
None.
Who-
And I watched the Cubs.
Who's the? So this is MLB Network.
Yeah,
Does it give one of an author? Like, or is this the whole
Yeah, it was
staff just went through and?
It was Emerson Watkins.
Yeah, they-
My 7-year-old decided to.
I
play.
do not say. Anybody got the reliever?
No.
No.
Edwin Diaz,
That would be.
Yeah.
the Mets. Now I've heard of him.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good pitcher.
Which I mean, I could see like
I think
actually
reliever. I
can
mean,
put
you're going to
close.
go with. I mean, whoever the best closer is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah. I mean, because that's just as important as a starter. And the middle guys who really cares.
Unless you're the Tigers. then
Oh,
it
yes.
doesn't matter.
what's a closer?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta be.
But I'm saying between the starters and
Yeah.
your closer, nobody really cares
Right.
about those
Yeah.
setup guys or the long relief guys or the middle relief
Same.
guys.
He'll choke. Jeez.
Oh God! Come on.
He pitched for the
Come on.
Cubs too.
He did, and the Yankees.
Yep.
Remember when Rivera was the
Yankees
setup
were-
guy
Tigers got him from-
for what was his name?
Oh. Go on.
I'm just trying to remember what the guy's name was for the Yankees, like the first year Mariano.
John
was there.
Wetland.
John Wetland, yep.
You know who is going to go into the Hall of Fame?
Who?
Who has a home run?
Who?
Bartolo Colon, baby.
Joe Niekro.
Bartolo Colon is a very big man.
Is they? I would have
Yeah.
taken him.
So here's another good stat for you guys. This man, in his amazing career, never struck out more than 100 times in a single season. Don't say Tony Gwynn.
Struck out looking.
Never struck out more than 100 times in
Wade
a
Boggs.
season in his major league career.
Wade
Not-
Boggs.
Not Wade Boggs.
I'm gonna guess Al Kim.
No.
Um,
I mean, these guys might have, but this guy is somebody you would go, really?
Okay.
was he a Tiger?
No, he was a home run.
Mark
hitter.
McGuire.
And he's a. Is he a
Or maybe Barry Bonds, just because they intentionally walked him more than they actually.
Oh, David Ortiz.
Yeah, no, Tony Gwynn is too. Because what? Yeah,
Yeah, this
Never-
man is a
never-
home run hitter.
never
Never
struck
struck
out
out more than, yep,
Times in a season.
in a single season.
Well, I can think of who it wouldn't have been. But...
Never struck out.
that was some of the.
Totally Rob Deere, by the way.
Yeah, I did. I was just.
no? He averaged like 200 strikeouts this season. I definitely wasn't going to guess him.
Never struck out more than 100 times in was Tiger. Okay, so
Willie Mays.
One of the greatest hitters ever.
Ooh,
Willie Mays.
Great guess. No.
yeah.
It's got Ted Williams,
Hey, Karen.
Hey, Karen.
Hank
Okay.
Aaron.
Okay.
That's what was it? What's we had the averages like less than like
Oh, I have some Tony Gwynn stuff. I can get to that in
Yeah.
a minute.
I still like the thing that quote from Maddox,
Mhm.
but he's like, yeah, just accept that damn Tony.
Yeah.
Gwynn."
Except that fucking Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn.
Who gets hit? And
Speaking of Willie Mays,
Yes.
he played 22 seasons in the majors. How many times was he an All-Star?
Willie Mays.
6.
twice.
Well, let me see. Was the All-Star
And
game?
officially, you should have been in the All-Star 22 times, but was he 22?
I don't know, was he?
22 of 22.
Or
Was
is
it
it more
really?
like a
Joke, right?
the number was just insanely low for who he was?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, the only person or maybe people that might get that are those two.
Yeah.
And only because one of them's a historian.
Yeah, I'm gonna only guess no because,
Well,
well,
if they
number,
play it every year.
that's
then-
why I'm guessing no, because the All-Star game hasn't been around forever, and they didn't play it every single year back in the day.
You guys are gonna love this answer.
What is it?
In Willie Mays' 22 seasons, he was an all-star 24 times.
24 times,
Because in 2 years, they played 2 all-star games.
which they used to do. Remember, the All-Star game was started as a sort of charity. Back in the way back days, that's how the
Okay.
retired, that
So
was the
basically every year
retired players got money from the money they raised from the game. That was kind of the history. behind
Really?
it. Yeah, that was why they
Hmm.
started it.
Can any of you
Yes.
Or one of the reasons.
name any of the 3 players that were drafted #1 overall and made it to the Hall of Fame?
God, no.
Any of the 3?
No chance.
I will tell you right now,
Hmm.
they were all in Major League Baseball by the time we were alive, except for maybe one of you.
Okay, so in that case, then we gotta have guys
when
that were
did that, does
drafted.
it say when the draft started?
Well, the first one was drafted in 1977.
Okay.
Okay, so
What-
but these
But
guys,
because I know the draft wasn't there for like back when people like Willie Mays started
Yeah.
playing.
yeah, so these guys are guys that were drafted in the 70s.
70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s.
Started in who would have been a #1?
By the way, I just want to mention that when I mention one of these people, Dale Murphy is not a Hall of Famer.
Okay,
Scott
Oh.
Rowland is, and so is one of
so
those
how
guys.
about Derek Jeter?
I was gonna say Derek Jeter. I thought was a #1.
Yeah, wasn't he a number
Jeter
one?
was not the #1 overall.
How about
He was pretty high though.
Dave Winfield?
No.
No?
#1 over.
One of these is a fucking no-brainer.
Wait, these are #1 overall.
Overall, the #1 pick in the draft.
Greg Maddux.
No.
Are they all batters or any of them pitchers?
They're all fielders. And again, one of them's a
Oh.
fucking no-brainer.
Was it Chipper a #1?
Chipper was a #1.
Chipper Jones, okay.
Who would probably be the one that he would have been after he was born?
No,
Yeah.
2 of them were after all of us were born.
No, I'm talking about Nick.
Yeah, he's the only one that was drafted after Nick was born.
Yeah.
okay, so the rest of these gotta be then before 88. Then wasn't that because he said that was his.
Unfortunately that
birth
early.
year.
I wouldn't have been paying attention.
I
like
know.
it was a top tier coming out.
What about Barry Larkin?
No. Good guess.
Because I thought he was a
But
pretty
when
high
you're
draft
talking
pick.
about why is he
How about-
talking about Scott Rowland being in there,
But-
but
How about Ken Griffey Jr.?
Ken Griffey Jr., 1987.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we have 87 Griffey, 90 Chipper Jones, and this one was in 1977.
Have we
Jack
mentioned-
Morris.
Nope.
Have we mentioned him earlier?
No.
No, you said they weren't pitchers. Okay. Oops.
I'll even give you a hint. He played for the White Sox.
Mike Selsha.
I don't think Socha ever played for the White Sox.
77
Oh, he
for
did.
the White
Maybe not.
Sox.
Ah, man.
This is a very hard one.
Mhm. Now, did he play for the White Sox?
He played for the White Sox most of his career.
Okay,
Oh.
because sometimes
Ron-
teams draft them and then they get rid
Ron
of them.
Cartwright?
No. I will tell you that he's probably more famous for who he was
Colonel-
traded for. Because he was traded from the White Sox to the Rangers for a very young Sammy Sosa.
Yeah. Or Sammy.
Oh,
Sosa.
I don't remember us talking about this one.
Yeah.
Give up? Harold Baines.
Harold Baines.
And just to remind everybody, Dale Murphy is not in the Hall of Fame.
It's not in the Hall of Fame.
But Harold Baines and Scott Rowland are.
Scott Rowland are.
And that was with 3 of them.
Who were the
So
3?
there's still one more.
It was, no, it was 3.
Oh, it's 3.
Chipper.
Yep.
Griffey.
Okay.
And Harold Baines.
Hmm.
#1 overall pick that ended up in the Hall of Fame.
Where people were drafted, I never have any idea.
It doesn't get this like the only. I mean, basketball a little bit, but football gets the
Honestly,
most.
When I stopped buying
Notoriety.
baseball cards is when I stopped paying attention to that.
Oh, yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. The largest attendance ever for a Hall of Fame ceremony. Either give me the year or who went in. 2 people went in.
Only 2.
Only 2 went in this year.
The largest number of attendance.
It was 82,000 that went to see these two men go into the Hall of Fame. Give me the year or either of the guys.
2010.
The year that. Wait, no, we said he wasn't in the Hall of Fame. No,
Who were you going to say?
Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, no, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I
not
thought
him.
so.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
these were #1 picks that were in the that made it to the Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
no,
neither of these two are #1 picks.
No. So I'm just trying because it would either have to be like it
Oh.
would have to be with that few. It would have to be more recently where like the steroid era kept people out.
Yeah, I say Jackie Robinson.
No.
Okay.
I will give you a hint. If you paid attention on the last baseball episode, I wrote a thing to the Sporting News on this guy.
Oh, you
and
did.
They asked me to write an article about him. and
Yep.
I didn't do that because I was young and stupid. Anybody remember who that guy was?
That's right at the tip of my head now, my mind. I can think of it. Because I remember you.
Ernie Banks.
It may be the greatest stat in sports.
Tony Gwynn. Greg Maddux.
Tony Gwynn is one of them. The other one's Cal Ripken.
Howard.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Ripken was the one you.
Consecutive games.
Consecutive
Yep.
games. That's it.
In 2019, 82,000 people went to see them enshrined in the Hall of
Wait.
Fame.
Wow.
It took. What did 2019? Didn't Ripken retire in like?
Oh, sorry, it wasn't in 2019.
No.
Yeah.
55,000 was the most in 2019.
Okay.
Okay.
Or second most in
Second
2019.
most.
These two were the most. They didn't give
Okay.
the year of them.
I'm
Yeah, they
saying
would
there's
have-
no way. I'm like
they would have
they
been
were
the-
first ballot Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
Early 2000.
Yeah, they're both first ballot guys.
One were unanimous.
No.
It's insane. You're talking about two guys that he had the consecutive games, and again, Gwynn is like his numbers as a batter are just
Crazy.
crazy.
So,
Like,
speaking of
Something about only so many times in his career did he ever even reach like a 2-point count against him. Jeez.
did Tony Gwynn have more 4-hit games or multi-strikeout games?
Four
Four
hit.
hit games.
By how many?
Oh, 100.
I would say at least 100, if not more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 45 4-hit games.
Mm-hmm.
He had 35 multi-strikeout games.
Wow.
Okay.
Tony fucking
You know, it's sad that he died so young
It is.
because
Yeah.
his name would be so much better known, I think, if he
Oh,
hadn't,
absolutely.
because he doesn't get to do the MLB TV and various sports booth rounds that always get a guy's name known forever.
Mhm.
Although Tony Gwynn's going to be pretty good on his own statistics.
I mean, the problem is, like you've said, I think when the generation that grew up
Yeah.
watching him, or even was like an adult, young adult or whatever, watching him, as we talk about it, he's gonna be forgotten because he's not doing those.
When did
Yeah,
you see
and-
Tony Gwynn on TV? He
Well-
played the Cubs or the Braves. That was it.
Yeah, and he's not, because of when he played, everyone knows, and be for good or bad reasons, the Mark
Yeah.
McGuire's and
Yeah.
and those type of players.
But again, that's negative publicity.
Yeah,
not,
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
No, but yeah, it's because I mean, he'd be, I think, in a different. If he was playing now, it'd be different because with interleague play pretty much happening all the time,
Right.
he would, be
Yeah.
exposed to a lot more, fans and stuff. But now it really is, like you said, you only saw him on TV
Right.
if he was
Cubs
playing
and
the
Braves.
Braves or he was playing the Cubs.
Or
So
if
those-
they happened to be the game of the week.
yeah, because those were the only two that had a broadcast station that was
Yeah.
showing all their
Or-
games.
You saw Tony Gwynn if you watched this show every Saturday with Mel Allen. This
Week in baseball.
Watched it every
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Loved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right after all the Saturday morning cartoons.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then you go outside and throw the ball around. So I got a few more I got to get to. So Tony Gwynn played for 20 years. He struck out 3 times in a game. How many times?
Once.
Once.
Never.
Once.
Well, yeah, if he only had 35
Multi.
multi-strikeout games to begin with, he isn't going to have too many of those.
Which happened more? Men who walked on the moon or earned runs by Mariano Rivera in the postseason
Oh, men who walked on the moon.
Yeah.
by 1?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
These are insane
Oh, yeah,
stats.
they are.
From 1939 to 1960, this man had the highest batting average, the most home runs, and the most RBIs of all Major League Baseball players.
Mickey Mantle.
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
Mantle was after that. Well, toward the end of that.
Yeah, that's right. Because he doesn't come in the league till the 50s.
Right.
Yeah.
How many players that were struck out by Nolan Ryan had sons that went on to grow up to be struck out by Nolan Ryan? And he watched it.
Yeah, that's like 6 or 8 or something.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
I love that he says 6 or 8. Anybody
it's-
want to know what it is?
What?
7.
7.
7.
7. That is just.
Doesn't give you the names.
Yeah.
It does not.
Oh,
It's crazy to.
it's longevity right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's called, obviously he was born with an amazing arm, but the mechanics were perfect with him. He didn't try to pitch from the stretch always.
Well, and
He knew how to pitch.
well, the funny part, and he was, I mean, yeah, as a youth, he was really known for being a flamethrower.
Yep.
And then as he got older, then he turned a little more into movement and then would use the, this fastball to get guys out at the end.
So we talked about Ricky earlier.
Go on.
Yes.
Yeah, Ricky Moan. He hit
League
100.
minimum,
He
which was
went
probably
101 on the radar that one time. How many active players have as many steals as Ricky Henderson has of third base, which is 322?
active players.
How
Right
many
now.
active players have as many steals as what Ricky Henderson does of third base?
Say 5 right now.
Oh, third. Oh my gosh.
Stealing has really become a lost art.
Yeah,
it has.
Like a lot of small ball.
Yeah, 5.
Mike says 5.
I'll go with that. That's fine. 5's a good guess.
2.
2.
Who? Didn't say who.
It does
Yeah,
not.
it's gonna
Okay.
be
But yeah, well, that's just the thing. I mean,
first letter or first name, last name both start with the same B.
it actually like lowering the diamond so Bob Gibson couldn't, or not the diamond, the pitcher's
yeah.
mound, so he couldn't be as dominant. But now it's like everything they can do is just to make
Offense better.
Yeah,
offense
it's
better. It's
so
like, yeah.
Home runs and doubles.
You know how to fix that? Steroids.
Yeah.
Allow it, baby.
Yeah.
Ricky,
think-
by the way, broke the record in his 1,615th game and ended up playing 1,466 more games.
That's just incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk about longevity.
yeah.
Well, you don't need to when you're.
I mean, you
making
made the
this
good
kind of
point
money,
about how like team players just had to learn how to deal with like better people. I mean, it's nowadays they're not doing that. They're like, where
Right.
you're using the shift to keep all these
Right.
Oh.
left-handed batters from doing things.
What do you got? What do you got?
So teaching them to like how to hit the
Right.
opposite field.
What do you think about that then?
I think that
Taking the shift
I
and
hate
making
it.
it
it's
illegal.
it's
Hate it.
the shift is stupid, and the only thing that's even more stupid is attempting to make a rule regarding it. I mean, it's what is Major League Baseball going to do? They're going to they want to take away all the variability in coaching because all they want is Rob Manfred thinks the perfect baseball game is one where every inning 3 guys hit a home run, then real quickly, like one pitch, the next 3 guys get struck out on one pitch, then run 20 minutes of advertisement when it's broadcast on TV, have a 3-minute inning where 3 guys hit home runs, then the other 3 guys strike out. That's what Rob Manfred thinks the people want. He thinks they want it into a 20-minute YouTube video, and that's not what a real baseball fan wants.
No.
That the rule changes that they're making would all be fine if it was actually a problem.
No,
It's not.
Well,
It's
I don't even like that they're adding the designated hitter.
Yeah, I hate the DH in the NL.
I do too.
They're
I mean, I can be the biggest purist there is, but I also understand that times change and you do have to keep the sport alive. And if no one ultimately goes to the games, you won't. But some of the things like the shift are so ridiculous. The fact that, well, teach a guy to hit opposite field.
exactly.
What's so hard about that?
That's
and,
yeah,
you know,
you could never the best hitters out there. You could never have done the shift.
shift.
that.
No, you
no,
can't.
never. And the last baseball episode we did, we talked about this. Ted Williams would have hit 500 if they had a.
Wade Boggs would have too.
So why would you change the
Kirby Puckett.
rules?
Kirby Puckett,
Yeah.
yeah.
Why would you
to make
change?
these people better?
And it's on top of that, even if all the stuff in the mind of Rob Manfred is a problem. Great. Have you ever actually talked to fans to see what they think about this? You
They
might
really
be
don't.
shocked. They don't care. It's not an issue with them.
There are some things that, as much as I hate them, I can understand some of the changes to get more fans in, like interleague play. Because it allows
Yeah.
for more like, to use example, if it was around when we were kids, more people would have been able to see Tony Gwynn play and things like that. So that stuff
Mhm.
does make sense to me.
I
But
think it's helped lately with, like, you look at somebody like Pujols, who
yeah,
had careers in both leagues.
yeah,
He retired last year.
Right.
He could play games
right.
against teams in both leagues and kind of
And-
be honored by,
Right.
and they do that with a lot of those great players.
and
They
I can-
say, you're on your retirement year, we're gonna honor you.
Yeah.
Like, I remember them doing that with, who was it with the Cubs? They had given them like
So they gave a bunch of.
no,
shit
I'm
there.
saying, but there's somebody out when they had retired. Might have even been somebody like Gwynn, and they gave them
It
like
might have been.
second base or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Or the bat chair.
I mean, I can
Yeah.
even understand certain things, like the pitch count and whatnot, even though I think it's kind of a gimmick. But I can understand things like
The
that.
time clock, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I meant. I'm sorry, the time clock.
I don't mind that one.
Yeah, I can tolerate that, but to me, the solution to that is not have, and they did limit the amount of pitchers now you can put in. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, having a pitcher come in to pitch for one batter, then the other guy comes in, warms up, that stuff's,
I would agree, yeah. I would say making
yeah, I can
pitchers pitch
understand
for
stuff
more
like
than one,
that.
unless it's like an injury need or
Right.
something.
Well,
like
I
that. Yeah.
say, if you're gonna do a substitution, I would get the time frame aspect, because right, we're not
Yeah.
giving you 13.
Right.
You're already in the bullpen warming up. You need to come up to the
Yeah.
field and warm up 13 more pitches or whatever it
But
is. Right?
but I know we've talked
Um,
about it before with, you know,
Well, because
the double switch goes away with
does.
Yeah,
not having the pitcher hit.
I think.
yeah,
my problem with it is, especially so late in the game, is seventh inning you're done drinking beer. So
yeah, well,
I wouldn't mind the length of time if I was still able to drink, right? But
yeah,
Well, one of the things I
But you're
looked
not
at,
really a fan.
if they
You're
want,
only there to drink.
That's right.
if they want to make
right.
changes, some of the things we do in softball, I think are way better than what we do in baseball. So in softball, if you don't want the 9 people on the field to hit, you don't have a DH, you have a DP. So they're not hitting for the pitcher, they're hitting for someone.
mhm,
So you could have a shortstop that just isn't very good.
mhm.
And at that point, you would still have the opportunity to have, a double switch
Mhm.
that could come into play.
Hmm.
One of the other things I like is, with our pitchers and catchers, they don't have to run. If they get on base, we can courtesy run for them. It's got to be somebody on the bench. It has to be that person and only that person.
Okay,
I like that option because then you don't have
That's
a pitcher
interesting.
out there running. I think
Hmm.
pitchers running is stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, hands down.
But I
Yeah.
want to see them hit.
But that's why,
Yeah,
but that's why that's why they've gotten rid of it. They don't want a
You wanna
pitcher
see 'em
getting
hit?
injured
I want to see them hit
Right.
on the
Why?
bases.
Because
there's more strategy to the game when they hit.
and that's part of
Yeah.
the game. That is
The
a
game is a
very
strategical game.
you got it's a
Yeah.
very
We're playing
important part
chess
of it.
here. We're not playing
You
checkers.
look at it when anytime you've got if it's like the 8th or 9th inning and you're needed to get some runs and a slow guy gets on base, they always designate a run for that
Yeah,
guy.
Yeah, they bring in a pinch hitter, and now that guy's
It's not necessarily it's a pinch runner,
Yeah, pinch
basically.
yeah, that's what it is.
It
Yeah,
is.
pinch
Yeah,
runner. But that kid's done now.
see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's it. Those types of rules, and this is what I don't think Rob Manfred gets about the game. That is what makes baseball the
Mhm.
type of sport it is. You're going to fundamentally change the game if you start messing around with stuff like that.
I want strategy. I
So
want
do
to
I.
see people. I want to see people
Yeah,
making
I-
those
what I-
chess moves.
What I don't want
Yeah.
Major League Baseball to turn into is what NASCAR did. NASCAR completely changed the rules of the sport entirely to turn it into a
So
television
boring.
production. And guess what they ended up doing? They pissed everybody off. The original fans hate the sport now. They don't go to the races. Nobody watches it on TV. And the people that run the sport think they're the smartest geniuses in the room. That's what I don't want to have happen to baseball, because I could see it happening. You get this corporate governance structure that I could see, from you listen to the interviews and read about Rod Manfred, that appears to be his mindset. And then you've got a dozen people in a room patting each other on the back. Look at all the good stuff we've done to this game. And then, you go to a game and it's not good stuff that they've done to it, but they don't care at that point. They've made the decision. And that is, you see it happen in sports. The NHL, they got twice as many teams as they have right now. It's completely diluted the quality of the sport. Season's way too long.
Mm.
I don't want to see that happen to baseball because the sport will still be around. But if they screw with it too much, it'll be a sport that has stadiums that seat 30 or 40,000 people in it, have half full on a good day. I don't want to see the national pastime turned into that.
Well, it's one of the things Mike and I were talking about this last weekend. Nobody sits here and goes, man, I got to go watch a football game at all of these stadiums because every stadium is
Yeah,
essentially
it's
the
so
same.
stacked,
Yep.
right?
But
Yep.
if you go to a baseball park,
Yeah.
every park
Mhm.
is different.
It's
Like I
a
said,
very
outside of
important part of the
The
game.
external architecture, like Soldier Field, is a really cool
Yeah.
looking stadium.
Yeah. But
From the outside.
Yeah.
when you're
But once you're
inside,
inside,
it's all the
it's
same.
still
Well, it used to be cool from the
every
inside.
20,
It's all very-
yards by
Put
Yeah.
a spaceship on top.
Yeah. the
30
spaceship,
yards or
right.
whatever. Is that the?
Yeah.
Well,
width of a-
when you go like to a Cubs game, I remember getting a tour of Wrigley Field, and I would never sit in the upper deck.
Mhm.
And I still can't sit in the upper deck because I like to take Walling and Caitlin with me, and neither one of them like heights. But Mike and I don't. I mean, we don't.
I do.
I don't necessarily like heights, but if
Mhm.
I'm not going to fall, I'm fine.
Yeah.
The upper deck, there's not a better seat at Wrigley than
Oh, I know.
the upper
I
deck.
know.
The upper deck is
Yeah.
great views.
Oh,
Yeah, because
I mean, you don't-
unfortunately in the lower deck you get some obstructed
A
view.
lot of
You're too
obstructed
close
view.
to where the pillars are.
Or if you're too far back because
The
of
roof.
the second deck.
Right,
Yeah.
but,
And I mean, okay, there's a better view. Right field bleachers is the best
but
view.
see,
But
yes.
to me, the obstructed view and what, to me, I'll take that any day over sitting out in the sun baking
no, that's true too.
or
Mhm.
getting wet when it's a little drizzle, but not enough to call the game.
I take my Hawaiian shirts off when it was drizzling.
He would take it off and
Yeah.
swing it over his head.
There you go. To me, the experience of Wrigley Field when you have the organ playing still, you
Yep.
don't have the music at, I'm gonna sound like an old fuddy duddy here, but the music at 110 decibels and all this and this going on when I just want to watch a baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the need for like
Yeah.
having songs and stuff playing
I know.
between I mean, the walk-up
I
music.
like
for
walk-up
certain-
songs.
I like
Yeah.
walk-up songs for like the closers and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the
that,
big
or
stars, or if it's but every player.
There's that one.
maybe for their first at bat.
There's that one
Maybe.
fucking hitter in I think it's San Diego that walks up to the fucking plate with Baby Shark, and I
Yeah.
want to find that guy and beat his
But
ass.
when the Yankees, I mean, I hate to give them credit, but when they did it with Mariano Rivera and Enter Sandman,
That was
unique.
really fucking
It was.
Hell's Bell.
That was with Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah.
Some of those are really cool.
But
I
then,
think as a closer, I'd want to go with Thunderstruck.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
but then
too.
for everybody to get it, I mean,
No.
Yeah, the Tigers used to have one where one of the guys on the team, they would always play the band Alabama, the song Son of the South. And
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, that's great, but I mean, come on. This guy was a career minor league player. He wasn't meritorious of a song and dance
Yeah,
routine.
I-
So
that's
first
why-
of all, he hit 300
Maybe
buddy and
like,
40 home
sweet
runs.
potato pie and he shut his mouth.
Yeah, exactly. Then you'll get your song and dance, but a 200 hitter who's going to be in Toledo next month, you don't deserve that. Come on, you're wasting the game.
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
about you.
earn your
Wasting time.
spot.
Yep, you
Yeah.
got it. And that would cut down a
Well,
lot
it's
of
just
that
the thing,
stuff.
those guys didn't get that until they were like,
Right, yeah,
I mean, that was probably the greatest guy to ever play that position. He deserved it. But a guy who's, hitting 240 in Toledo.
but even then, his first two,
And got
three
called
seasons,
up.
they weren't doing it. And then when they realized he was basically probably going to be the best closer in the
Ever.
history of the game, it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, he deserves something. And yeah, that's a good song. And
It is. It's fitting for him in New York.
I got at least one more trivia guy.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
The hit king Pete Rose.
Okay.
yeah, should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Pete Rose.
Did the first bet when in Ohio when betting became legal?
I don't know.
He did.
He did.
He was the first bet. I don't know if he won though. Did he win? Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It wasn't on Cincinnati. was it?
Sure was.
Yep.
Rose could return to baseball today.
Yeah.
Go 750 for 750, and this man would still have a higher batting average than Pete Rose.
Ted Williams.
Yeah, Ted Williams. No?
Tony Gwynn.
That fucking Tony.
Tony
Gwynn.
Gwynn.
Yes,
Tony Gwynn.
of course. See,
Wow.
what we're all going to do in 50 years from now is everybody's going to sit around and say, why the fuck is everything in this sport named after so and so and not Tony Gwynn?
Exactly.
Even though he was like the greatest hitter ever. And again, it's too bad the guy died. You can't build your legacy when you're,
Again,
6 feet
It
under.
just still boils down to get things named after And I mean, you're talking more about some of the,
Yeah, like the Cy
Other
Young
stuff.
Award
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
well, the problem is you can't really come up with new, I mean, they named them after
Yeah.
people
People
who
that-
historically were,
Sure.
I mean, if they came up with like, if they were gonna come up with like, maybe like a, career like type award
A
that
new-
they honored every year.
Like the Roberto Clemente Award or
Yeah.
something like that.
That
That isn't
something
necessarily,
they could do, yeah.
which I would like them to, because I mean, everybody that knew Tony Gwynn, when you read about reports of people that knew him and everything, just said he was like the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
He was a very
Yeah.
good person.
I mean, the hard part is, like you said, you
And-
got, I think
Who's
they named the
Walter
Roberto
Payton
Clemente
Walter
Award
Payton
after
Manning.
who they need to name the Roberto Clemente
Yeah.
Award after. I mean,
Yeah.
he
That type of
died
a thing.
basically trying to
Yeah,
help.
help people.
Down in Central America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which got to his own stupidity because he let the plane have too much weight in it because he wanted to
Yeah.
take more than he should. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask this one because it's Tiger trivia question, kind of. Cecil and Prince,
yeah,
who finished their career with more home runs?
Prince.
I would say it's Cecil.
I go with Prince.
I'm gonna go with Cecil.
Cecil hit 319 home runs.
Okay.
Prince hit 319 home runs.
It's a
no
trick
shit.
question.
Wow.
Wow.
I wonder if Prince stopped on purpose, though he didn't get along with his dad that well.
Very much.
Honestly, I didn't. So
Like I could have seen it.
Prince's career was a lot shorter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was, well, I mean,
I
Cecil
started. I could see
Wow.
Vlad
Like,
Guerrero
from Japan.
Jr.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I could see Vlad Guerrero Jr. doing that if he got to that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And where his
So
dad.
those
I mean,
stats- Those stats for Cess are obviously only the MLB stats.
MLB stats, yeah, not what he
Not
did in Japan.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, because when he came over, I mean, they weren't expecting him to be Cecil Fielder.
Oh, no.
They
not
were
at
just
all.
expecting him
Right.
to be average.
Yeah,
And how many home runs did he hit that year?
50.
52.
Was it
Was it
52?
52?
I think it was 52.
Because he was the
Yeah.
first one to pass 50
He
in
went a long time.
years.
That's been
Yeah.
forever.
Because Dawson did 49 in 87.
he'd been the first one over 50 since Maris and
I think
Mantle.
it
Back
had
then.
been. I think it had been that long.
It's 51
Wow.
to 52. Yeah.
Yeah, and people made such a big deal out of that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, they made
They were
such a big deal.
Such a
out of it.
horrible team.
I know they were.
But man,
How
he
many,
was fun to watch.
how many did Aaron Judge end up with last year?
64?
I think it was
That many?
64. He broke Maris's record.
Yeah,
I don't
he did.
care. Me, it's still Maris's record.
You think so?
I
Nah, not with me.
Yeah, but I mean,
Me.
I say he earned it. He did it, and
With Judge, it's legit.
It
It's
is.
clean.
Well, that's the thing I have is yes, I do believe his record over
Yeah.
Maris counts.
Yeah.
He and I disagree
Yeah.
with it, but but I
Yeah.
believe his record,
Yeah.
he should be.
There's
seen
more to
without
me for Aaron
McGuire
Judge,
or
Right.
Barry Bonds.
McGuire, and Sosa because they needed extra help to do
They
it.
did, and especially, at the time when all that stuff was coming out, I was kind of like, well, yeah, the pitchers were probably doing it and stuff too, but now, no, I don't think that's the case. It was,
Few
well,
ones.
I mean, you look at Green.
yeah,
Evans was.
but not
I mean, Pettit was, Clemens
not
was.
everyone that was pitching to them.
No,
Right. That's
You know, so it was still, very-
They were still pitching,
Yeah.
hitting against guys like Greg Maddux
Right.
and Tom Glavine and,
so it was still a very unfair
Yeah.
advantage. It was cheating.
It
Call
was.
it what it is, cheating.
when they played the Cubs, McGuire had to hit against Gary Wood.
yeah,
Right. No, I don't. It doesn't matter to me either way, right? Which is bad because, like,
Yeah.
they talk about wanting to draw fans in and being a youth, right? Watching this happen.
Yeah.
I
it was
watched,
exciting.
I watched a month of baseball
It was
just to
exciting.
watch McGuire, just to watch.
I went to 10 games that year, and I only saw Sammy hit one out.
Right.
And Mike will tell you, I was as insane for him as
Yeah.
anybody was
Yeah.
because it was so much damn fun.
Yeah, and
He's had
I was the same way.
one where he broke the record. for
Yeah,
most
20
home runs
home
in a
runs in
single
June.
month.
That's
I mean-
that's the one I saw. I saw one of those.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was very exciting for me too, especially with, I think more McGuire with me only because, well, he and I remember going to Tiger Stadium and watching him and Canseco.
Oh yeah, I
when they were
saw that
rookies.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
So,
I remember going to a game in college at Tiger Stadium because we were only about an hour-ish away from there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was Jose or if it was McGuire, but one of them hit it over the roof
Mhm.
So
on a home run.
yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
And, so, and we'll get to the business side. So we talk about businesses, and right,
Yep.
marijuana becomes this big legal thing, and people don't want drug testing to happen. So I mean, why are we
It's
drug?
still not legal everywhere.
I mean, I would say most. There's a huge percentage that will allow marijuana to happen now. I mean, especially.
I would say in the next 10 years, it'll be legal.
Yeah,
Right,
it'll be
fully, and
legal
then-
at the federal
And then it
level.
will, and then it will,
So,
yeah.
right, why are we drug testing these guys
Uh,
for stuff?
It's a valid point because, right, every other society,
agree.
and there's even been, there's an article in the paper just a couple days ago. The state of Michigan now, they're gonna probably drop the requirement to be, pass a marijuana drug test to join the state's workforce because
Good.
now they can't hire people.
There's no reason to.
Well,
There
to
isn't,
be-
Well,
it's a legal product as long as you're not doing it at work. I mean,
That's just it. If
it's-
you're not high at work, who
Yep.
gives a shit?
Yeah, it's the
So-
same thing with drinking.
But with baseball, to be fair,
Yep.
these guys were at
They-
work.
they
And,
were.
and look, if my thing is within the sport, it's got its rules. They broke the rules. That's pretty clear,
Yeah.
right? The thing about the Hall of Fame that a lot of people don't get is Major League Baseball as an organization has nothing to do with the Hall of Fame. And to Rob Manfred's credit, probably the only thing he's ever actually said
well,
that I agreed with when a reporter asked him about Pete Rose not being in the Hall of Fame right towards the beginning of his tenure. He said, I have nothing to do with that. From what I understand, this is his words. This isn't David Siwik talking. It's Rob Manfred. Rob Manfred, what he actually said was, I have nothing to do with the Hall of Fame. From what I understand, if Pete Rose would simply admit to doing what everybody knows he did, he would be back in the Hall of Fame.
Well-
But that's between Pete Rose and the Hall of Fame to work out, not me.
I'm not
So
sure.
he's been banned from baseball,
Yeah.
so for him
Yeah.
to be able to go back and be
Right.
like any sort of ambassador to baseball, he
Right.
has to be
But-
pardoned by the MLB.
But the Hall of Fame
It's
itself is different.
We've had the
It's
same
different.
thing, I mean.
Yeah.
Shoeless Joe Jackson could be in the Hall of Fame
Yeah.
for the same
Well,
reason.
should
but-
be.
yeah, and should be.
Yeah.
But back to the business side of it, as far as the drug testing went, I don't know, it's interesting. It could be a whole nother episode. It really could.
And
I mean, because on one hand, well, they test them because it's deemed to be an unfair advantage.
Okay.
That's why they're called performance enhancing drugs.
Yep.
But, I mean, unfair, why? Is it unfair because they're the only ones that do it? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but that,
Like I said,
so here,
after
here-
the strike, that is what brought the Sosa
Oh, it is.
versus McGuire thing really brought fans back
It
to
is.
the game.
oh, sure.
Very much.
yeah,
No,
absolutely.
But I
you
mean, it
can't
would be
deny
no
that.
different than like, let's say, why in my job wouldn't caffeine pills be considered a performance
Well,
enhancing?
see,
or
and
mine.
that, and
Or yours.
Mike,
Or
that's exactly what I'm getting at.
Yep.
So,
no,
And nobody's gonna get mad at me if I took a drug
Well,
test and had caffeine in it.
Yeah,
That's
and
fine.
if it made me work better, my boss would be like, great, take some more of that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Come on, If we were taking meth, it'd be a completely different
But I
situation.
think-
caffeines.
Caffeine pills.
You
Yeah.
can't take caffeine pills.
No, I
No,
said I
he's,
can.
he's saying
Oh,
I'm
caffeine's a
saying,
drug.
but why would that be considered a performance? It keeps me alert. It
Right.
allows me to
I look at it though,
process things
But-
quicker.
but I look at it more, I'll take it from a different perspective here, like in my line of work, whenever we go to have to install a sign, we have to get a permit. Okay, so if there's a company out there that will do work without getting a permit, they're breaking the law, but they're also having an unfair advantage.
Yeah.
So from the Major League Baseball owner's standpoint, if I am really strict about not allowing my players
Yeah.
to do drugs, but the Yankees have 5 guys on their teams to do them,
Yeah.
that's an unfair advantage to them.
But I would agree from a team perspective, if
So-
you've got somebody who runs a tight ship.
And I think that is why it's, in that aspect, it's gotta be an all or nothing
But again, if you just make it,
from a rules standpoint.
Sure.
like I remember, and yeah, this is again outside, but I remember, I think it was 2008 Olympics maybe. And there were all these newfangled swim gear, and Michael Phelps made a big stink about
Yeah.
blah, 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 ban this stuff, ban this stuff. I'm like, no, what these companies have to do, or these, organizations that make up the rules is say, this is what we're gonna allow,
Yeah.
this is what we're not gonna allow. And if you're not willing to get up to that, what they allow,
Right.
then you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you start doing like testosterone
Yeah.
or human growth hormone and say that's going to be illegal, but
Right.
if you're doing this, this, and this, then we're gonna then everybody either gets on testosterone and human
Yeah,
growth
but
hormone,
then-
or
But then it
I have
gets to
two
the
questions though. Okay. Can we all agree Mickey Mantle, one of the greatest ball players of all time?
hands down.
Drunk playing?
Probably half the games.
Saying,
On
Some of which drinking.
amphetamines?
Yep, some of which
Probably,
drinking
yeah.
on the way to the
Because that's
game.
what they didn't know
Yeah.
with amphetamines.
And back then,
I'm
guys,
not- actually with him, I don't know that was amphetamines.
yep, but
Definitely drunk.
but there were
Definitely drunk.
plenty
Plenty of ball players that were on amphetamines.
plenty of
Maybe
players
Mickey wasn't. I don't know.
back
Yeah.
then that did amphetamines.
It nobody looks at that as okay, that's bad because they did those drugs.
Yeah.
But it's not like they sat there and shied away from it. They're like,
But
they're not going, what?
but
No, I
putting
didn't
a little,
do that.
but being like the what the Bob Feller, whoever with the little grease in his hair,
Yeah. Right.
Well,
little extra spin on the ball.
which Eddie Harris. But that brings me to the second point. So if
There were a lot of them that
if
did that though.
Bonds comes out and says, "Fuck yeah, I took steroids," what about it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have as much of a problem with him being a home run champion if he says that? I probably don't have as much of an issue.
I think the
Yeah.
problem is they were.
My
lying.
problem is everybody's lying about it.
Yeah.
Don't be a fucking liar.
Right.
Yeah.
If you admit to it, Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer before he took
Before-
steroids.
That's it.
yeah.
And
That's actually
So was Roger Clemens.
that's the part of it that
And
with
so was
me,
Mike-
And they should be right fucking next.
that's actually the part of it that that's my take on it.
Well,
I-
then you get
I actually think that the drug issue is one that's always been in sports, like you said, amphetamines, but with them, it's sad because they would have all been Hall of Fame players had they not used
Yeah.
drugs.
Yes.
To me, then the issue of drugs is it's too bad because you can't get rid of it. You have to have that issue in part of the discussion. We're talking about these guys in their career and their legacy, but yeah, it'd be hard to argue that Mark McGwire would not have had close to the numbers that he had he not been a guy that used steroids or whatever.
early on when he wasn't
So-
having it, he was still hitting a lot of home runs.
So right, so that makes it a real difficult thing to do because if the guy ended his career with this many home runs, what are you going to do? A handicap and say, let's take 10% of them off. Let's take 5% of them off. If you took 5% of them off, are the home runs the only thing that got him in the Hall of Fame?
Definitely not.
Exactly. So we're going to take.
I mean,
and-
tell somebody one that probably does not have the career.
He does not have the career without him.
So
Rafael
some-
Palmeiro too.
Yeah, A-Rod
Yeah.
probably does.
Yeah.
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 A-Rod was a great ball player before them.
Oh yeah.
And out of
And-
all of us here, the only one that still pretends they're an athlete, and I can't say pretend, is Nick.
Yeah.
Because he's still an athlete. He's still Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you, Nick, if this whiskey made you bowl better, would you drink it all the time?
100%.
If this pill made you bowl better, would you take the pill?
I'm not a pill guy, but yeah. I mean, if it made me bowl better.
If it made you bowl better?
yeah.
If you
Hey,
could
you
dissolve,
might not take it every day, but
if you
would
could
take
dissolve
it?
that pill in your whiskey.
I tell you, I was kind of making the point when I told you guys my scores last night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I chose trying to lose some weight, so I'm trying to not drink. So first game, I shoot
White Claw.
I shoot a 159.
Yep.
I'm not fucking drinking first game.
And you're pissed off about that 159.
So
What is your average?
2 something.
Okay.
I get so I was like, hey, give me a White Claw. Because I was like, fucking I shoot a 200.
Uh-huh.
Get him another White Claw. Third game, I shoot 259, 10 strokes.
Yeah.
Right, like calming, relaxing, whatever that might be. Right, like, and granted, there's a giant joke inside the Grand Rapids bowling that I'm the best drunk bowler in all of West Michigan,
Which you may be.
and it's probably true, right? Like
Because you're not thinking when you
But
do
again,
that.
that's
I've
also
never, I don't know the last time
You're
I
not
bowled
stressed.
sober.
Yeah,
right?
you're not
like,
stressed. Everything.
that level of like the bowling you do
yeah,
in the same place, like let's say the level that you do, like somebody would do like darts or
right.
billiards or something like that. Drinking is part of it.
But let me
On the PBA, is drinking really part of the bowling?
put it this way.
Exactly. Okay.
Well,
You never see them in
No,
the.
you never will.
Well, from
yeah.
a baseball standpoint, let's say, okay, having a White Claw or a glass of whiskey with your bowling game is probably not really going to do much to harm your health. But let's say,
Oh, I don't care about your health. Like,
no,
I get what you're saying.
But let's say from a baseball standpoint, if they're allowed, let's say steroids are allowed. Some of these are very bad, very harmful for you. If every other player is doing it, you don't want to do it, but you feel like you have to do it to be as good as competitive, then that's an issue where I'm not comfortable with that.
Well, but that's why it's
Peer
against the law
pressure.
to begin with. I think the issue with
yes.
these guys really is nobody anymore. There's absolutely no doubt that all the people we've been talking about, Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, right, Rafael Palmeiro, some of them actually admitted it. Those that didn't, who cares? It's the world's worst kept secret. We all know they did it. So at this point, the discussion isn't, nobody denies that it was a bad thing to do, but what are we going to do with them? Are we going to put them in the Hall of Fame or not? I think that I'm going to sound like Rob Manfred. I mean, on this one, he's got to be glad that he can wash his hands with it, and it's not his concern. Which is why, by the way, Major League Baseball would have never gotten into the business of being their own legacy decider, because for these reasons.
Sorry, I don't want to forget my train of thought, but so we brought up A-Rod, right?
Yeah.
And he did it, got caught, got suspended, did whatever. Okay, so now why are we allowing, and this is where it gets into a tough thing, why are we allowing guys to, Miguel Cabrera, love the guy, he did great things for, goes and gets fucking DUI, right? Does whatever. We have guys beating the shit out of their wives and stuff like that. But you're allowing the drugs aspect, and but then you're allowing these people to act like complete assholes and animals. And
look,
I mean, if I get a DUI, I'm gone for, I don't even know what the first time is, like a year or whatever the hell it is. Like this guy goes back and plays a fucking baseball game, right?
I don't know.
that's
I tell you, I'll find that it's not as bad as you.
that's a
It's still 30, 60 days. I don't know.
that's a very good
like
argument.
why
It took 3 DUIs for Mark Grace to lose his job.
It's selective morality.
and that's
A lot of it is selective morality. I mean, look, Tony La Russa gets a DUI 2 days before the fucking season starts last year, or 2 years,
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now the White Sox feel like they've learned a lesson. Well, now this guy gets, I can't remember his name, sorry, but they just get
Clevenger,
yeah,
the pitcher.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
That's
And
that guy.
what does he do?
Isn't it domestic abuse or
Yeah, he
something?
beats the shit out of his family.
Yeah.
Not just his wife, his whole
Yeah.
family. Complete asshole. And now the White Sox again are going, well, wait a minute. Did we in their mind learn a lesson from Tony La Russa? But again, it's to me, those two aren't even comparable.
What's ever happened to like truly having like a true, I mean, it ends up boiling down to like basically a morality clause in these contracts. Because it used to be you did something like that and you were out of a job.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I would all be out of jobs in our daily lives.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what?
I just, it's that kind of stuff that gets to me. And, so again, so you bet, right? I mean, Pete Rose is out of the Hall of Fame because he bet on games that wasn't even his, right? Like,
Oh no, he bet on his
Yeah,
games,
he did.
but he bet on his team to win.
on his
Right.
team, right?
Yeah. So he
It's
did.
one thing if you're betting against your team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you're actually potentially throwing
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
He's betting on his team to
Yeah,
win.
and see the
He
thing
had
about
enough of an ego where he felt he could win
Yeah,
every game.
and I think that if Pete Rose had done that now with sports gambling completely legal, honestly think that he would have gotten in trouble for it, but he would not have been banned from baseball because it is legal now.
He would have served some type of suspension.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
Calvin Ridley was caught betting on sports
Yeah.
and was suspended for the year from the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson groped and
Did-
sexually assaulted 23 or so masseuses.
Yeah.
And he spent 10 games
Yeah,
suspended.
but a lot of that was the fact that they were punishing the Browns for
They were.
signing him.
Correct.
If nobody would have signed him,
Yeah.
he would have been banned probably at
But
least for the
to
full
me-
year, if not for a
Yeah.
couple of years.
Yeah.
me, what George
But they were basically saying, you have to pay this guy salary because you decided to sign him.
Yep.
even though you knew what you were.
Correct.
To me, though, what George Steinbrenner did to Dave Winfield to pay a tabloid to create artificial dirt on him,
Yes.
so he could have a morality clause get out for his contract.
Yeah.
That is despicable.
Well, that's
As
why
any-
they got rid of a lot of them.
That's
Because
so despicable.
Well, and George Steinbrenner did actually have what I think it was a year that he was banned from
Yeah, he
baseball
was.
for
To
that.
me, that is 10 times worse than what Pete Rose.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where they had to get rid of the clauses.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Yes,
even
yeah.
necessarily always that, but just
Right.
if somebody makes even a false accusation,
I walk into
and
a
you could lose
tournament.
your job.
Right.
I walk into a tournament, I bet on myself to get in because I buy in. I then go to brackets and I bet on myself to win brackets. I then go into a mystery game because I bet on myself to throw a stupid game in there somewhere. I was at state and I won $400 and something off a 127 game.
People, I mean, you look at the people who do any sort of like, like they go to the World Series of Poker. They're basically gambling on themselves.
Right.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's,
Yeah.
Hey,
Because they're like, I'm gonna spend $10,000 to get into the main event, but I want to be the first person to get out because I really don't care about my money.
But Pete Rose came into a Major League Baseball that was not around at the time that all the gambling
Gambling,
that's
right.
legal nowadays is. And so at that time, it was a shocking committing of a cardinal sin. I mean, baseball, because of the history, gambling is the absolute no-no. And that is the historical context behind this as to why it's so serious. That's lost to if you just opened up a webpage now and read Pete Rose banned from baseball, going all the way back to a 1990 era gambling accusation. And nowadays you look at that, you think, well, who gives a shit? I can go down to the,
Right.
fucking casino right around the corner and bet on every single sporting game that is being played in the United States.
On the sporting game.
And
Oh, everything.
so that's a
Is the opening kickoff a
Yeah.
touchback or not?
Yeah,
Let's
just-
take a look at it.
it's the first play,
Yeah.
a pass.
it's the first blood stain on a guy's pants going to be on his left ankle and right. It's that type of stuff. And
How long will the
Yeah.
national anthem last?
Hey,
Yeah.
and so that's the world that we're in now, but that's not the world Pete Rose was in. And now it's, I think, so hard for a lot of people to understand. Why did they make such a big deal of it? Who gives a shit? This guy did something I do every morning when, I've got my phone in my hand, I'm taking a crap before I go to work, because that's when a lot of people probably do this shit.
Yeah.
Right?
But
But totally different world back then.
Well, and as a coach, I've always said, if you give me a team that's even with the other team, I'm worth at least a run.
Mhm.
At least a run.
Yeah.
And I've always felt that way. But if I'm gambling, I could be worth 5 or 6 runs the other way, because I know I could screw a game up enough that, we lose by more than whatever it is. So we know that if you're betting against yourself, you can do things to screw over everybody.
Yeah.
But if you're betting on yourself, that's a whole lot harder to
But
control.
to go back to the point of our world being so different, when Pete Rose had to make bets back then, he was getting involved in organized crime.
He was.
And that's
That was part of it.
actually how he was caught, because one of the, organized criminals that he owed money to they actually contacted the league and told the league, you got a guy here that you don't want to know what's going to happen to him and all the bad press that's going to give your organization, but it's gonna, if he doesn't pay up, and he owes us a couple $100,000. So we're gonna let you know that if he doesn't pay up soon, something really bad's gonna happen, and the league's gonna look really bad.
They didn't want to break Pete Rose's fucking kneecaps.
And so at that point, the
In
league stepped
in
in.
a 7th
Have
inning
them
stretch.
show up missing figures.
Yeah.
Right.
So at
Yeah.
that point, the
Exactly.
Sorry, it's always gonna be a fastball
Yeah.
because I'm missing
Right.
the ring finger.
yeah, stepped up, and they don't ever want to have to go through that again. But no, I don't think they would, because it's totally different. The sports gambling, how the Cubs opened up.
I mean,
But
in this,
God, and
when you look at the
You know,
fact that prior to the steroid era, the biggest black mark in the history of baseball
Shut up.
dealt with organized crime.
yes,
For sure.
Wow.
yes,
And so they didn't want a repeat of the
Right.
1919 World Series.
Exactly.
yeah, and it's just so I think that because of all of the sports gamblings out there nowadays,
Mhm.
there will come a point. It may not be till after he's dead, but there will come a point where one day somebody who has the ability to make the change is going to let Pete Rose in, because they're going to say this is stupid. I drive, if you could drive between Albany, New York and Cooperstown, New York, and pass 1,000 different forms of advertisement for sports gambling, right? It's everywhere. It's absolutely
Oh,
everywhere.
It's here in Michigan, it's sports gambling or marijuana or something to do with healthcare.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
75% of the signs are
Yep.
those
Oh,
three.
trust
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Worry about it.
We're no longer the, we're no longer the
No.
automotive, location, so.
I always tell the guys at work, we went from making cars and machines to whiskey and marijuana.
Yep.
Yep.
So,
I have 7 bets on the game tomorrow.
jeez, I have 0.
I have zero.
I have 0.
I
I don't gamble.
Really?
I do.
I
If
do
they
not
give me
gamble.
free money, I gamble.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. You're a cool guy. Like, I enjoy our conversation. This guy doesn't.
Don't worry,
drink, he
like,
doesn't
I like,
gamble.
like you guys.
What do you do for fun? Oh, historian stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So-
No, I have plenty of fun, but gambling's just, it's a stupid thing to do with your money. This is a money show. Go to the casino. How the fuck did that casino get all those big fancy pieces of furniture in there? The 20-story building, the really nice hotel rooms, because people threw
They do.
their hard-earned money away.
they
Because
able-
when you gamble,
Why
you
do
are
they count
throwing your money
drinks for
away.
people? Why do they count
You
drinks
got
for
it.
people? Because
Uh,
you just dropped a whole lot of money.
Trust me,
Nick and I have this conversation a lot.
I do plenty of stupid things. I do plenty of stupid things with my money, like everybody does. But thankfully, gambling isn't one
Not
of
the
them.
same way.
Nick and I have this conversation all the time. Gun Lake Casino will give you free money to come in because that's
Yeah,
the draw.
Yeah, that's the
So if
draw.
Nick goes and they give him $10, he'll drop 100 maybe.
Yeah, and so
You'll use the
know, it's $90, but by God, they gave me $10. So
Go and she'll play through that $10. And if she wins, awesome. And if she loses that $10, well, whatever.
Whatever.
Won my money.
yeah.
Well,
Those are the type of gamblers you want
I
to
didn't even use the free
But see-
$2. I gave up
Yeah.
Yeah, you
$2.
And that's the type of gambler I am too. But most people aren't those
No,
type of
most people
gamblers.
are not.
Because if they were, the casino wouldn't exist. It wouldn't have any money.
I've bought Super Bowl squares before.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've it's kind of
yeah,
semi-gambling to do like the fantasy football and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I've done that,
Because you're
but
paying in with only a slight
but-
chance of winning.
at the same time, I mean, to use the $90, if you got a lot of entertainment out of that $90, then in your mind, it's worth it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Right?
Yeah.
No big deal.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that was the argument
tell you,
he and his wife had on the boat.
You
Yeah.
could spend,
I haven't never overspent. So
you could spend that $90 on
anything.
any.
That's what they say.
I would buy more nerdy t-shirts with my $90.
There you go.
Yeah,
Whatever
I
you
think
like.
I would too.
It is. It's all what you're interested in, what you like.
That's
You
right.
got another trivia?
I did not.
I'm gonna buy some math and science nerdy stuff soon.
I know I have one more thing I want to hit on.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys still want to hit on. Who's going to the World Series this year? What 2 teams and who's winning it?
Tigers.
No, it won't be the Tigers.
Yep.
Houston, just because I think they're a good bet.
Okay, Houston and who?
Going on the ledge a little bit with kind of who they picked up, and I would say it's gonna be the Mets.
Okay, and who do you think's taking it?
Houston.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna do a safe bet. St. Louis.
Okay.
I'll go with Houston.
I'm gonna say the Yankees.
Not a chance.
I'm gonna say the Yankees
And
and the Padres.
Hmm.
And I want to see the
Okay,
Padres.
interesting.
I want to see the Padres win.
Brian to win without.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I do want to see the Padres win, just
Hmm.
because they're one of the National League teams that I,
And
kind of follow.
Very young and
Mhm.
exciting and
Yep. And not been in it in a long time, which
Yeah.
is always a good thing for any sport. I think so. My picks are going to be just because I want them in there. I'll pick the San Diego Padres to National League. For the American League, I hate to say it, but I think the Yankees. I actually think that they're going to be really good next year.
I do too.
I hate it. I
They were-
hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I think they're going to
They
be good.
were really good this year.
They were.
And they didn't
Yeah,
close the deal.
Yeah, it was great. I loved it.
I'll tell you,
they're not good at
No.
closing the deal.
No.
I think the Mets are another good bet too.
Mhm.
They are stacked.
Well, it's
They
hard
are.
not to. The amount
Oh,
of
he
money.
just keeps pouring
Oh,
money in.
that's it. And the Mets have proven to people why the Major League Baseball's version of the salary cap is one that, everybody in Major League Baseball can agree on because it means nothing.
Yeah.
It's just a big tax is all it is.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers and the
Hey,
Mets.
they probably and the Yankees too. I
Yep,
mean,
and they look at it as, okay, so if Aaron Judge is $300 million, and 500 or whatever it is, and we got to pay, a paltry $75 million luxury tax, we'll do it. Just like having another Aaron Judge on the bench.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
It means nothing to them.
So Nick, Tigers and who?
Cubs.
Tigers and Cubs.
He's taking the long shot.
I'll take it.
I'm
Nodding.
gonna say, yeah.
Okay.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
I'll
I
take
think
it.
that'll work.
Let's do it. That's all we need.
That'd be the greatest World Series of my life.
That would be a fun World
That
Series.
would be the greatest.
Uh,
thing.
Before World Series.
Yeah, I-94
Yeah, I
World.
love it.
Repeat of the 1940
35.
35 was it?
How about the
35, I think it was
I thought the
45.
45. That was
35 was the Yanks.
so how about
1945.
you guys
Yep.
have picked the Padres? How about the Padres Tigers?
Oh, I would like to see
I would say
1984.
1984. That'd be great.
The Padres and Yankees are what, a 98 repeat?
I think so. Not
98 or 99
it'd have to be because
or 97. It was one of those 3 years.
yeah, because the Subway Series was
think it
what
was
2000,
Yeah.
and then 2001 was the Yankees and the Marlins,
Funny that you're picking the
Yeah.
Yankees.
2003 was the Yankees and
or
Marlins.
2003. That's right. It was the Yankees and the Diamondbacks
The Yankees.
in 01.
I'll just
Yeah.
I'll never pick the Yankees ever. Like, I
I
could you ask me, could they win? Sure, there's possibilities for every team, but
Well, I don't want to.
those words can't come out of my mouth.
Well,
I like
it's hard.
I agree. It can't come out of my
I like Cheater, but I hated the Yankees.
Wait, trust me, don't get me wrong. That's my problem. Is I like people on the
Yeah.
Yankees.
Yeah.
right? Like, if you ask me, do I think Aaron Judge is a stud? He's a
He's a
beast. I
stud.
love
Oh, yeah.
watching the guy. I just
I'd
hate
have
that
paid
he-
that
he-
guy.
but
If he was an owner, I would have
was
paid
so
that guy.
excited to watch him
Him
like
and Trout.
have an opportunity to go somewhere
I
else.
mean,
I'm like,
shit, if anyone's worth it, Dave, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's Mike Trout. Those are the two I would have paid for.
yeah,
You know,
Don't hate.
he would
just because you got.
Shohei Ohtani maybe too.
he
Yeah.
would never come on the show, but I got in a nice long discussion with our dad
Yes.
about him and this. They'll pay him, son. Trust me. I got an argument with it. No, they won't, Dad. Oh yeah, they will.
My favorite story to tell about Aaron Judge, he's heard it, but you guys haven't, so I'll be quick. So I like to follow the English Premier League. Nick does
Yeah.
too, and Man United are good this year.
yeah.
We're gonna do a soccer
Baby.
show. But anyways, I was listening to a British sports talk show. This is before the plague, so it was the year that the Yankees played in London.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
So it would have been summer 2019. I'm listening to a British sports talk show that they're talking about the game, and they tell a great story about Aaron Judge. So Aaron Judge walks, he's in London and he's doing all the sightseeing, and he walks across the bridge by the Parliament building to the big, huge Ferris wheel they have there. He's got his New York Yankees cap on, and he's walking down the street just with a big grin on his face. Can't wait for all the people to come up and ask for his autograph. And not a single person knows who Aaron Judge is or gives two shits and a you know what. And he was so disappointed. And the guys on this radio program are just laughing hysterically about it because they know that in Aaron Judge's world, he's Aaron Judge.
Yes.
And people stop and point and stare. And in London, he's just another guy with two you know what and one you know what between his legs like everybody else. And I thought that was
Yeah.
great. They thought it was hilarious too, because it would be like, one of the Manchester United greats that
I mean, sure, yeah.
everybody in the UK would know who he was, but he walks down the street in Michigan and nobody gives a shit. I
I
thought it was funny.
I don't understand. Well, that's why I don't fully understand why NFL keeps sending games over.
Well, the NFL especially. That is, American football is a sport that in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, that's the only place in the world, the entire world, that people even care about
Yep.
that sport. The rest of the world thinks it's the
I mean, they
stupidest
sell out
ass.
the games, but I wonder how many are
Yeah.
actual like American expats who
They-
actually
when-
go
it's
to
going to
it.
be a lot of
In London, half the stadium is.
Yeah.
The NFL would do great if they put a team in Mexico City.
oh, they would.
That they would sell every single game out years in advance. London, no. People in Britain don't
Well,
care.
They're trying to get over there. I mean,
Yeah.
one way
Did-
to do it is just send them
Did you send me the TikTok on Aaron Judge
where he's getting interviewed and
where he was doing the interview?
Yes, of course
Yeah,
I did.
Nick sends me a TikTok on Aaron Judge, and he's interviewing these people about who their favorite Yankee is.
Yeah.
And a bunch of them are telling him that it's Aaron
It's
Judge,
just-
but they don't know his name.
They don't know his name.
So they're saying the wrong fucking name.
Giancarlo Judge.
John Collins.
John
Yeah, it was,
Judge.
it was hilarious. And
And
at one point he puts his Yankee cap on. He goes, "Guy's kind of handsome, right?" And the guy looks at him and goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Do I look anything like him?" He's like, "No."
No, yeah.
He
Yeah.
like shows a photo and he's like, so this guy, and he's like, yeah.
It makes
Yeah.
me think of and I thought this when I was listening to these guys on the radio, but I was in a party one time in the UK. This is years ago when I lived over there, and there was a Scottish gal at this party that she just thought I was the most pathetic, fake American accent ever.
Really?
Yes, and she kept telling me this. As the night went on, she got more and more drunk. She got more and more violent. Right? This guy is an asshole. You know, he's a freaking asshole. I'm not going to attempt a Scottish
You
accent.
should,
but-
I want to try
but,
it
you
one
know,
more time.
I really thought I was this, guy that was up to no good and experimenting around with them. And I'm like, well, I can't. Let me attempt to do a Scottish accent to prove, use the negative to prove the positive, right?
Right.
When you see how bad it is. Well, it didn't work. So I just had to, I guess I'm the fake American for the rest of the night here.
Guess so.
So not quite the ego crush that Aaron Judge must have faced when he was walking down the streets with his Yankees hat on and didn't have the throngs of adoring fans following him. But
The difference probably with him is he was a double American.
yeah. Well, and what Aaron Judge didn't understand, evidently he'd never been to Britain before, is people in the UK wear a New York Yankees hat. They don't give a shit about the Yankees. It's just a fashion thing, They walk
Yeah.
into a store, there it is. Baseball hat. Put it on and keep your head dry.
Well, if he would have went to Japan, right, it'd be
Yeah.
a whole different story.
A whole different
And-
story.
and
Yeah. So
That's what blows my mind that they don't do a game over there.
I know.
should.
I know,
They,
especially
I don't think they've done that since 2000.
Right.
it's been a while.
Mets
Yeah.
Cubs.
They did
Has
one-
it been that long?
Mets Cubs in 2000. I don't think they've done one since.
Yeah, they did one in Australia, and I think it was 2018 or 2019. They played it at a big cricket stadium there.
Anything you want to hit on that we haven't?
Probably threw off the fans that were behind home plate.
Yeah.
The ball is in
No,
play.
Because we're going on 3 hours as usual.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is a
Wow.
great episode.
It is a great
Um,
episode.
All right.
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to this season, right? Spring training starts in 8 days.
No, I think it's 3.
15th. Starts the 15th.
Yeah, pitchers and catchers report.
Today's the 11th.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a few days.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just usually a couple of days after the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So right, I'm excited for all that type of stuff that's happening. The Whitecaps, I want to touch on that. They're taking, so back when I was younger, right? I mean, you can get grass seats for $3 and you can go to the bleachers for 5, and
Mhm.
now prices are, but they took the bleachers out in the outfield and they put in a big suite type thing and you can rent it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, now they're gonna take the grass along the sides, they're gonna get rid of that, put in more seats, and then they're gonna put stuff out in the outfield for people to be able to see, but they're just raising more prices. and-
That's what they did in Lansing, the Lugnut Stadium. They built an apartment building in the outfield.
Really?
Oh yeah. So
Monday.
you can be in your apartment at
Yes.
night, look out and watch a
Watch
game.
game.
It's a beautiful stadium.
It is.
And a great place to watch a game.
Yeah.
If you haven't been there, you should.
I have.
It is gorgeous.
It's an in-ground, it's
It's
in-ground
Yeah.
stadium.
that's
It's just
cool.
it looks like an old baseball
It
stadium on
does.
the outside.
I've been
It's
there
really-
twice, but I've never seen a game there.
You know,
Oh, really?
one of the fun stadiums to go to is like Erie Seawolves, if you ever get a chance to go there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's in the
We've
middle,
got a couple of
like when I say it's
trips
in the
out there, haven't
middle
we?
of
I
town,
have.
Yeah.
it's in the middle of like the right field.
Mhm.
There's a used car lot,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and left field is a YMCA, and there's a line for the home
Wow.
run line on
That's
the wall.
That's
awesome.
cool.
Like,
That's
it is literally like you're in people's
and
backyards.
That's how the Lugnut Stadium is.
yeah, it's right
Yeah.
in the middle of
Right
downtown
in
Lansing.
downtown.
Huh.
It's great.
But no, so I mean, I'm hoping to get to a couple games this year. Are you guys going to any ballparks or anything?
I hope to get to
At
at
least-
least one Tigers game.
Yeah,
Okay.
and at least a Lugnuts
At
game
least
too.
one Lugnut.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Cincinnati to watch the Cubs.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine.
So I mean,
Good.
ballpark I can cross off the list.
All right. Been by it on the highway before, but never
I've been by it a couple times.
never
Yeah.
in there.
It's
Cincy.
it's a good stadium.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's really neat.
I'll probably
location.
hit something.
I might
Probably
catch some
minor
Guardian
stuff,
games
yeah.
this year. I'm going to try to go to the Guardians.
Let me know. I'd go.
So I really enjoyed this reunion of Mulder Landscaping.
Oh yes.
Huh, yeah.
Oh, I sent Dave the other day. I was looking through boxes of stuff, and I happened to find a guide. I guess
Yeah.
that's what you would call it, to our little league back in the
Yes.
day. And sure enough,
That was awesome. Yeah, we had printed guides and it would have all the
Every
teams
team.
and team names.
You get your program when you go
Yeah,
to the Tiger
yeah,
game. That's what this
that
was.
it was
a
the
little
program,
program.
It was awesome.
You guys made them?
No,
Somebody made them. I don't know who
somebody
made them,
made
but the league made them. They were properly printed, and
for Lake Pinery, we played in one location. There were 3 fields.
Yep.
Nice.
and when run about the time
It was
that
a very good little league.
It was.
and
it
they
was.
run about the time we got involved in it, my dad and some of the other guys that ran it, they joined it with Plainwell.
Yeah.
Plainwell used to have its own, so then I think it's still called Plainwell
That's
Northwood.
Plainwell Northwood Little
Yeah.
League.
Yep. Those guys did that, and it would have been like 30 years ago, and it's still that way, which is great. I love it.
I still, when I'm down there, once in a while, we'll drive
You know,
past
they
on G
have,
Avenue.
you know, they have 2 senior league fields now.
Do they?
Yeah, they added the second senior league field. It's been a while now, but they do where we used to park
Yep.
there.
Is a field now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's-
I mean, that makes sense.
there's-
This is one off of like
Yeah.
Bell Road and off of that and
No, this is on
That's-
G Avenue between Douglas and
okay.
West.
So one off Call Road
Okay.
is you're thinking of Eastwood.
Yeah,
that's
Eastwood,
This
yeah.
is Northwood.
Yeah.
You know, I always every
We
year
didn't like Westwood either.
No. Oh, they had nice.
they had nice fields.
They had nice fields, but
But-
they were jackasses.
My
Yeah.
thing
Yeah,
with Little
that's
League
where the
is
money is.
Yeah.
every year when I see the Little League World Series being played on TV, I always think, you know what? This country's still got a good future ahead of it as long as little kids play baseball. The day that little kids don't play
Yeah.
baseball anymore, it's over. It
Yep.
really is. So, but they're still playing it, so we have a good
They
future.
are. They absolutely are.
Because where Plainwell used to play, like their little leagues, I did that was always like what's now the softball field.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played
Behind
on the softball.
I had,
And then they did some in the fields that were right in front of like the schools.
yeah, and the Plainwell, it was called the Plainwell Youth League. It wasn't like
It was a rec league.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
actually sanctioned Little League.
Yeah.
And so what those guys did is they joined the two together and it became a sanctioned Little League with Northwood. And it still is that way,
Mhm.
which is
Good
cool.
times.
Very
Yeah,
good.
Good times.
Yep.
I don't know if we talked about it with you, David, but just so you two know, Nick umpired many games
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
for my
remember
daughter's
that.
teams and stuff.
That's
And
awesome.
his grandfather
That's awesome.
was a frequent umpire
Yeah.
of mine
Oh, wow.
before I knew they were related.
Oh yeah.
How
That's
many
great.
times did you argue with them, Dave?
Honestly, I never really argued with Nick or his grandpa.
Huh.
Usually we just kind of shot the shit. I remember one girl on the team used to get babysat by him, and she hated him because he would throw her doll up on top of the basketball hoop.
That's hilarious.
Just to be mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
of
love
course.
it.
I could see that.
Many of the girls knew him because they also
yeah.
bowled, so they
That's
were pretty in with umpire Nick over there.
But I say, and you know, it was always my favorite because I knew them, but I was always harder on them,
Yeah.
right? Because I try to force kids to be better. And back when I was younger,
Yeah.
I was even more of a dick, right? Like I didn't believe in equal, right? I believe that you're gonna earn this, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I'd watch a kid get so mad like that I didn't call a strike, and it could have been. I'd make a good call, and
Yeah.
I stuck with it. I'm fine with it, but
My
You
my
know?
favorite call of all time of Nick's. We're playing a fall ball game. Now, fall ball means fucking nothing. I mean, you just go out, you play a little bit, you're just getting better.
you freeze your butt off, you know.
Yeah, we're at Lee High School, and the coach on the other team is Lee Vasquez. He's a huge fucking asshole. I hate that motherfucker to this day. And it was to the point where I didn't even want to be within 5 feet of him because I hated him so much. And we come out and we beat him in the first game, something like 15-7, and he's fucking furious. And I threw my number 2 pitcher. So in the next game, I threw Lubbers, who was my number 1 pitcher, and we're up on them 4-0. And his kid's up, and he's been chirping at Nick since the first inning of the first fucking game because he's pissed. And by this point, Nick has had it. And I knew Nick, but I didn't know Nick at this point. And this guy's daughter's up, and he's sitting there bitching and moaning, and Nick's getting more and more pissed, and she's got a 3-2 count, and the pitch is high and away, and this kid dove away from the plate like it was going to hit her, and Nick wrung her ass up
Yeah.
because she dove away,
Yeah.
and he said something, and Nick looked down there and said, if you say one more word, I'm going to boot you from this field. He turns around, he looks at the bench, and he says something to the bench, and Nick goes, that's it, you're out. Now, Nick is a tall man and an imposing man. He wasn't as big as he is now, but I mean, he's a big guy. He was probably 23, 4 maybe at the time.
No, at the time, no, I stopped.
21.
Before that, I was probably 19, 20.
Okay, so Nick was still pretty intimidating, and this guy was all of 5'2".
Just a little shit.
And he's sitting here doing this to Nick. And Nick's just- At one point, it's the first time I ever cursed on the field. At one point, nothing was happening. So we're like, fuck it, we're walking the line. The game's over, obviously, because he won't leave.
Yeah.
So we do that. We're starting to walk to the outfield with the girls, and Marv, my assistant coach, is behind me, and I hear, "Hey, you want me?" No, one of the girls goes, "I think they're gonna get into a fight." I said, if they do, let me know, because I want a piece of that motherfucker. Then I went, "Whoops, I'm sorry, girls. I didn't mean to say that." Marv from behind me, "You want me to get her out of there?" I'm like, "Who out of where?" I turn around, dogs between the two of them.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
All Nick did was this the entire time.
Yeah, just-
I have
We're
pictures.
just wondering why Doug
Yeah,
felt
you
like
sent
getting
me,
it in
you sent me
between
a lot
them.
of pictures. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, it's my favorite
Actually, I think
picture.
I have it on my phone still.
Just yeah,
You can look it up.
I have nothing more to say. I gave him. I was like, look, you have. I even gave him minutes. I was like, you have this amount of time to get off the field, otherwise you guys are forfeiting. Like blah blah blah. And he's like, cool, we're forfeiting. I was like, do you have an official forfeit? Yep, great, see ya.
Wow.
And at the point, and then I like Don comes out or whatever, and then I turn and I'm almost to his gate, right? So he's on third base side. I almost to first base gate getting out. And he says something about control your bitch. And I stop.
Wow.
I turn on my heels, walk right back to him. I said, say it again. I'll drop you right here. I was like, I'm officially done. Just
Wow.
and he like looks because I didn't say anything this whole time.
Yeah.
At that moment, he just goes,
Oops.
Yeah.
I done hit something with him, and I was like, I really have no like. I officially am done. You've
Yeah.
officially forfeited. I have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah.
I was like, here it goes, old man. Like, and then he ended up losing his job
Yeah,
because
Wow,
of his
really?
like
because
that's
of
how
his
bad
attitude.
his antics and all that. Because I didn't say anything. I called the guy that ran it that owed me money.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, look, you're paying me for this game. You're paying me for this game. Cool. I'll still do stuff like, and then like everybody, like his own team, his David's team. So both teams, like the parents called because he was high school coach. They called
He
me.
did it on the high school field.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we all got a hold of the AD,
Yeah,
who actually
yeah.
has become a very good friend of
Yeah,
mine.
that guy shouldn't be around, kid.
Everybody
Got that
everybody
attitude.
called, and then all of a sudden, like he
He coached for a few more seasons, but it's
I-
gone.
oh at a different team.
I've never understood people. I don't care if they're coaches or teachers. I'm a coach. I'm a teacher, but I hate kids.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Hello? Why? If you don't have any patience for kids,
Mhm.
Stop
why are
it.
you doing that?
Yep.
I don't like boys, so I don't coach them.
There you go.
But
Right?
no, that was yeah.
But don't
Jack
coach.
should become a better hitter.
I did help Jackson become
But,
better.
but what you don't do is coach a group of boys, be a complete asshole to them the entire
Right.
time, including to their parents when they show up to a game,
Right.
including to opposing teams. You don't do that,
No.
right? Because you're a decent guy. And if
I
that's your
tried.
attitude that you have when you're around children, don't be around them.
I think it's funny because I think my grandfather's thrown one person in his entire career.
Mhm.
Okay. I umpired for way less. From probably when I started 13 to, I probably only umpired for 7 years, maybe something like that. And I've thrown out 3 or 4, right? And
But the difference could
but
be
the difference is I can hear and he can't.
the
That
difference
is
too
hard.
might be the fact that if your grandpa started doing it, like let's say he did when he was in his 40s,
Yeah.
he may have, at that point the coaches are going to
No.
respect him more than they respect you.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, and it was hard being a young kid, but like,
Yeah.
my grandfather probably started when he was like 20,
Yeah.
all the way to like 60
Wow.
something. Like, and he did probably 50 years of
The last year he umpired for me was 2013.
probably, yeah. So,
So I mean, it wasn't that long. It was 10 years ago.
yeah, but my grandfather, he's deaf, and so he has a hearing aid and one because he can somewhat hear, but and it was funny as crap because I'm trying to talk to my own grandfather, and this is one of our first couple games coaching. I was like, all right, time. Like, he comes out and he turns, and I was like, son of a bitch, you better turn your hearing aid off. He goes, I don't want to listen to people. He goes, it's just straight calls. Like, that's what it is.
Well, that's-
and he goes, if you need me, you'll wave, you'll do whatever.
Maybe just like when we were young, or like at our age, like I don't think people cared if it was
So
teenagers or whatever.
You didn't say a
because-
damn word.
yeah.
Because
Well-
again, it was whoever was willing to be an
Umpire,
ump.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
was-
so hard to get it. But the other one I had, they set me up for failure. Here I had done all my morning games, so 3 morning games already, and then I go to an afternoon. So maybe it was but I'm over at Kellogg'sville.
Yeah.
Get there, I don't remember. Don't quote me on times, 1 or 3 o'clock or something like that. And everybody's like, "Oh, finally you're here!" And I was like, "Finally, I just found out about this 10 minutes ago, man. Like I drove as fast as I could because I want to get the money." And they're like, "Our game was supposed to start at 9 o'clock," and I was like, I was on 2 other, like I've done 2 or 3 other games at this point, like, and then I was like, "Well, it's all chill. Like we're here. Sorry it happened. Like I'm just an umpire. I'm not the lead of who does this."
Yep.
And it's like, let's all just start a game, have a good time, blah blah blah. And so it's but nobody just calmed down. It was weird. Everybody just stayed heated. And like same morning, look, I'm done. And then I threw a kid out because he throws something, and I either call ball or strike. I don't, whatever. And he didn't like it, and he told me to go F myself. And I was like, "Yeah, have a good day." The coach is like, "You can't do that." It's like, you know who I am, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then the coach kept jabbing. I was like, "Look, last word, don't say another word. Like if I say don't say another word, I don't." And he goes, and I was like, "See ya, have a good day." And then he takes his hand, and I made fun of it forever because he'd take his hands and be like, and I was like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever seen anyone say." And I was like, and I literally, when I tell you don't talk, I don't mean you can speak more. I mean, don't talk, shut your cake hole, and like that's it. And it was and I almost threw I almost threw a fan out one time. Old guy, I mean, literally 70, right? Watching, and this is 14-year-olds type thing. And my grandpa, he had cataracts, so
Yeah.
he was calling low things, and we didn't know it until finally he admitted it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard for him to call balls and strikes at
Yep.
times.
And so, but like this old guy in the outfield, and of course, I can hear, and just hearing. So finally, like the middle of an inning or whatever, right in between, I run out there and I was like, "Hey, man, you gotta stop. Like, I understand you think, but like, I'm a human. He's a human. We're like, and technically that's my grandfather, and I have no problem
Right.
with anything after this. And like, look, if I hear another word, I'm gonna have to escort you off the whole entire place." And I was like, "I'll stop the whole game just to walk you out."
Yeah.
And I'm like, looking at me, he's like, "Dang, you're an 18-year-old kid that's about to just like," and I was like, "Just be mature, man." Like, and I'll stop games all the time. And I did back then. I guess I'd stop games and tell the fans, "Look, we're calling me
if you're ever gonna umpire again, I would have come heckle you.
Oh, it'd be fine. It'd be hilarious. But
I will say that back when I was a head coach,
no,
that was before they changed rules. So during a game, an umpire can throw you out, but after the game at that point, there's no throwing you out.
right.
So if I was pissed at an umpire, I'd wait until the game was over and then I'd let him have just an earful of me being pissed off. Now they can throw you out if they're there.
Right.
So I just keep my damn mouth shut because I don't want to get tossed.
Nope. So, all right. Let's say thanks, David. Thanks, Dan. It was
Hit us with your normal.
as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. We love doing the baseball episode. Something we look forward to every year.
We do.
Hope to maybe do a football episode at some point.
It'd be fun to do football.
It would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about
I'd
it.
be
We haven't
game.
done one.
I'd be game.
Yeah. So
Thank you both for making the
Yeah,
drive.
you bet.
all three of you. All three of you.
Yeah,
It's
really,
awesome.
all three of you.
Yeah, but I make this trip all the time.
He's hanging with me today. So.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I was wondering if you were gonna know.
No, we're
actually
still
work.
Tuesday. If you want to do lunch, we can still do
Yeah,
lunch.
sounds good to me.
So thanks for joining us, guys. We will be back live on Twitch on Tuesday. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about this Tuesday. Nick's giving me eyeballs. Maybe
Not your,
No,
not your daughter and her friend again this time.
I'm not. That's gonna be a while. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you
I
guys
might
again
log on as eye candy.
very, very soon.
You've dialed in
To Box and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the box, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, cause shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
brews.
Bucks and
Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and Brews.